Have yourself in shape, and you don't have to worry about shit like this. Good afternoon, Big Sills here, and I'll tell you what, man. One of the best teams I've ever covered is the Philadelphia Eagles because they live in the world of drama. They really do. They live in the world of drama. Now, let me go to the actual tweet here about Jalen Carter now missing Monday night. Adam Schefter reported and put it out just a couple minutes ago that Jalen Carter will miss Monday's game. And he will undergo a procedure, and he did this past Monday on both of his shoulders. That to me is a scope. I have put a call into Dr. Chao, so hopefully we're able to touch base with him and see if he can come up and give us more of a detailed what we're talking about here with a minor procedure here. So Carter now has undergone treatment on both shoulders, and he will be considered week to week. That's a good thing. And his return will be week to week. That to me is more of a procedure on scoping. Now, if we're talking about ligament damage or you're talking about, and I've gone through all this, both on my shoulders and both on my knees, that when you hear week to week, that's a good thing. Because if you start hearing procedure where you're talking shoulder surgery, that you're talking about MRIs and you're talking about extended period of time. Carter wanted to be close to 100% as a possible playoff run. You got to worry about the Los Angeles Chargers on Monday. So my opinion too, and I'll say it again, should have your ass in shape, kid. Maybe things like this won't happen. If you're in better football shape, I don't know, something to think about. But obviously, it's been hindering him all year. His conditioning has been hindering him all year. His attitude has been hindering him all year. He's had an absolute brutal year. And on top of that, you're talking about a guy going under the knife who's in the conversation of having a contract negotiations this coming off season. This has been, without a doubt, one of the worst years that you could possibly hope if you're Drew Rosenhaus for your client. Your client has had a horseshit year. And it's not just in the fact of him playing, but it's also in the fact of how he prepared for the upcoming season. You got to be disciplined, my friends, when you're in a position like this, especially when you're in the conversation of having a $32 to $35 million contract. You're not getting pity here, kid. They were fucking counting on you. They were absolutely counting on you this year to be an integral part and a force on that football team, and you have not been a force. Sileo had a Mark Holmes O-ring scope. Hey, Ultra Cowboy, you better win your fucking game tonight, or that game you played and won against Kansas City and Philadelphia, guess what? You're back in the rear with the gear and you're getting ready for the April draft. You better win that football game tonight against Detroit. If I were you, I would consider myself concerned about tonight. And I worry about scopes, kid, because you ain't out of the mix yet. That shitty start to your fucking season, you're on a respirator. So I'd hang in there. Too bad you're playing good football now and not at the beginning of the season. He had a shoulder issue last season, probably carried on through last season and into this year. Hey, man, anytime you got some issue like that in the offseason, take care of it, kid. Take care of it. A Jomo got killed last Friday too, my friend. So to me, the loss of Jalen Carter, well, look at it this way. You have no depth. Who's playing that position? Who are you bringing in there to play that position? Who is now elevated to play that position against the Chargers on Monday night? Who's the next guy up? Come on, Howie. I told you you had no depth. By the way, that move you made by sending Booker to the Raiders is now going to be an impact move here. Okay? That Thomas Booker deal now, because Bennett didn't do shit for you, is come back to haunt you. How you doing? That's another shitty move by Howie Roseman. You sent that dude to the Raiders, who was a vital part of your backup and your depth. Sills, how long was I calling out the bullshit from this team? I said it was looking like 23 all over again. Kyle, appreciate it. Jalen blew out his shoulder landscaping. Sill, look at Ultra Cowboy, man. He's feeling frosty about his team tonight. Why are you trying to spend a narrative that was what? Why are you trying to? I'm going to assume you're going to say spin the narrative that he was faking it yesterday. Hey, dude, a scope right now, and it's not major surgery. I fucking still don't buy it. Screw you too, dude. A scope right now during the season. A scope. You know how many players in the NFL need a scope? Screw you. Fucking play. Scope. What are you talking about? A scope. And he's day to day, week to week? Whatever, dude. Everybody right now needs a scope. Everybody right now needs. I don't believe this guy. I don't. I think he's got poor character. Try having your shit in shape. Okay? You might not have to worry about that bullshit. Sills, what do you think about the Slay situation? I'll get back to that in a minute. You want to give a fat ass and a guy who's undisciplined the benefit of the doubt? You go right ahead, Marsh. I'm a little surprised that you would give a guy who's got poor character and fucking came into this year not ready to play the benefit of any doubt. I mean, what's with the attitude? What attitude? That the guy who was supposed to be the bell cow defensive tackle and the so-called best player in the game at that position was not ready to play? What are you talking about? What attitude? Attitude is he came in not ready to play. Narrative? What narrative? Now he needs surgery. Minor surgery. On what? His taint? I've got no respect for his season this year. Why is Sil so mad today? Because what I hate, once again, I hate people not living up to their abilities. And I hate people wasting talent. And I hate people wasting opportunity. That's what I hate. Okay? That's the number one thing that I hate. How about this? 12:30. 12:30, we will have Dr. Chao. Xander, if you can, let me fix this up here. I don't mean to do some producing, but we're doing this on the fly because we just got the information here. So we will send you a link. Do you have the information, Xander, for Dr. Chao? Just let me know if you have that information. So like video. Yeah, so we'll do Dr. Chao. That'll be at 3:30. And we will have him. We'll talk about that situation there. So let me say this to you here. Let me get this. We will copy this. Big Z, we will get this to you here. And we will do this and we will move on here. There's Dr. Chao for 3:30. So 3:30, Dr. David Chao will join us and we'll get an update from a doctor who was the former team doctor for the Los Angeles Chargers. You gave Mark the benefit of the doubt every fucking week when he has no character, asswipe. What? You gave Mark the benefit of the doubt every fucking week and he has no character. What Mark are you talking about? I gave the benefit of the doubt. What fucking Mark are you talking about? I gave the benefit of the doubt to. Why are you mad? I fry short of a Happy Meal. Dr. Chao. Not sure what that means, but all good. Let's just get off the offseason, rebuild the O-line, get in condition, and get the right OC. This team is one and done if they even make the playoffs at all. Okay, Mark Holmes. What are you talking? I gave Mark Holmes the benefit of the doubt. What the fuck are you talking about? The benefit of the doubt. Mark Holmes? Jalen Carter? I'm not sure what. Bro, try to put something in context where I understand what the fuck you're saying. Gave Mark Holmes the benefit of the doubt? Jalen Carter? What are you talking about? Jalen Carter doesn't want to put out any more bad tape this year. It's killing his value. Bingo! Bingo! Every time he plays and gets murdered, like he did on Friday, he loses $1 million. You're damn right. You and Mark are now lovers. It's no secret. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. What time is Dr. Chao? 3:30 Eastern time. He will be with us. 3:30 Eastern time. Dr. Chao, and by the way, Jason Cole will be with us at 5:30. Xander will be with us at 4:30. Marshall sounds like he's slow. No. Marshall's good. He's good people. He and I disagree on things. He thinks he's giving the benefit of the doubt to a fat guy who is fucking out of shape and not ready to play. And I don't believe him. He doesn't get the benefit of any doubt when you show up like that. I told you all year, the guy's like Sue and a great player. But also, I'll tell you what, I think Dominic Sue, though, Dominic Sue showed up to play every week. Okay? Dominic Sue was a great football player, though, my friend. All right? He was a great player. Okay? Dan, I'm sick today, but didn't want to miss your show. Do you think the Eagles would part ways? No, I do not. No, and I don't want to. I want him to play up to his ability. I want him to be the ass kicker he can be. I want him to be the superstar he should be. This is not a shit on him. This is to give him a kick in the ass. They need to kick his ass. Tell you what, you wait till I get a hold of Clint Hurt later. Kick that fucker's ass. Get him ready. Dude, he's such a good player. He's got so much upside as a football player. I think he's a good dude. I do. I think he's a game-changing type football player. Yes, I do. And I still believe that. He just had a shitty year with a shitty attitude, and he's been reading his press clippings. I'm this, I'm that. Bro, you ain't nowhere in the room with Quinnen Williams. You're nowhere in the room with that. Like, nowhere in the room. I'll tell you what, you got a good look at a great DT when the Cowboys played the Eagles a couple weeks ago. And I think he got a good look at what a good player looks like. And he was like, wow, that guy's fucking great. That's the level he has to play at. I think he can play at that level. Look, I'm not out on the kid. I'm down on the kid. You know what? I knew this was going to go on. All of a sudden, Jalen Carter gets hurt, and all you fuckers want to give excuses up for him being hurt and out of shape. I knew it. You get no sympathy here. This is the National Football League. The fuck do you think this is? Sitting in the stands? This ain't sitting in the stands league. I mean, go out and play, son. Okay? You missed the point once again, dude. I told you flat out. I hate to see when players don't live up to their expectations and their abilities. It bugs me. And it will always bug me because I was that guy. Okay? I didn't live up to my abilities. And I had stupid shit in my head. I thought dumb shit. Okay? I did. I had a procedure during the year because I thought I was playing bad. I cleaned up my knee against the Cardinals. I played the following week. Dude, I need to play better. I fucking failed because of my bullshit. Don't let that be you. So as you know, I got to say something all good. I love you, bro. I love you. You know that. How you doing, man? We're boys, dude. We can go back. You can fucking shit on. Marsh, I love you. Honest to God. You're one of my favorite people in sports talk history I've ever talked to. We are good. Hey, I know what Slay's doing, and I'll hook you up in that in a minute, too, because I talked to Rosenhaus's boss. Or Rosenhaus's folks. Robert Bailey's thing. I'll get to that in a minute here. Stop saying Carter is better or near Chris Jones. Carter is an amazing ONG talent. Groups up and gets upright. Listen, nobody said he's better than, that's the people in here are saying that, unless you're saying that, right? He ain't better than Chris Jones. Who said that? Oh, there are people who believe that he's better than Chris Jones, but he's not. Carter's better than Chris Jones? Yeah, okay. Where? When? Or are you like, okay? Thank you, Xander. I think what they're doing is they're getting all these supers at me right away as fast as I can. I know. I thought it was me this time, but hey, listen, my wife will tell you I can't fucking read I can't read a crayon book, and now you guys are putting it in Braille here for me. Why don't you wait a couple weeks and then have an opinion? Fuck that. What do you mean have an opinion? You mean like what? Your quarterback's a stiff? I've had that same opinion for 5 years. How we doing now? Hey, welcome to the pack now. Good to see everybody's looking at his limitations and going like this. Well, Jalen Hurts has limitations. Well, you're 5 years in the rear, dude. You guys are 5 years in the rear. I've been telling, you know, hey, I hear John talking. John's been there, but I was there day one. Guy's limited. All of a sudden now, hey, the quarterback might be limited. Hey, welcome to the group. Sills, the team's issues are bigger than the coordinator. This is a head coaching issue and a front office issue. Of course it is. I don't give a shit who the coordinator is. Sills with the amazing U of Miami education. Thank you very much. Yeah, you know what that's called? It folds in your wallet because everybody that went to the University of Miami during my time was drafted. Thank you very much. Thank you. How you doing? No. I said Jalen Hurts had a top 5 resume. You missed it. Didn't you, kid? You will never take him out of the top 5 because of his resume. I never said ability. I said resume. That's all he has because it ain't ability. When it comes to star players and athleticism, he ain't it. I've never changed that. 2014 and 15, Sirianni was the QB coach in San Diego with the Chargers while Shane was quality control. In 16, Sirianni was demoted to wide receiver coach while Shane became the quarterback coach to the OC. 16 through 20, Nick cannot call plays. Amen and true, and thank you, Abe. By the way, thank you for the call this morning, Abe. It's the fans saying Carter is better than Chris Jones, not you, Sills. Sills, truth, justice, in the big Sills way. Bang, boom. Yeah, how you doing? Bing. Okay? You would have no idea what I'm wearing right now. Yes, sir. Carter is a badass motherfucker, period, when healthy, Sills. When was that this year? That one play he made in the Minnesota game? Oh, yeah. You better put that in his highlight reel on his cell phone so he can show all his girlfriends and DM them. Look at me. This is when I was good. Shane Steichen was the brain. Sirianni is just a dude. Oh, wow. What an epiphany. I can't believe that. Really? Oh. Big Sills right again. And Big Sills is always right. Remember, in the end, I will get you. When I make a prediction on something, it will come true. Barkley, damn, I was a year off. Shit, he's a stiff. Oh, hey, for the record, did John McMullen say on Birds 365 this morning that Derrick Henry was having a bad year? Did he say that? Do you think 1,400 yards this year and 4.7 yards a carry and 11 touchdowns is what he's trending for? Is a bad year? At 32? Is that a bad year? Wake me up. The Eagles would love to have that. So wait a minute. John McMullen said that Derrick Henry's having a bad year. He's going to end up with 1,400 yards at 32 years of age, 11 touchdowns and almost 5 yards a carry. That's a bad year? Like, in whose world? And that guy's 32. That's not a bad year. Because he went for almost $2,000 a year ago. That's fucking Derrick Henry. That's not Saquon Cheese Barkley. That's a different dude. I tell you what. SOS, Emrayes. SOS. SOS, Emrayes. What's happening to your team? By the way, let's add this to the mix. How about this? How much do you think that offense's inability to stay on the field has also played a factor in Carter's injury? What have we been saying to you? The offense is destroying your defense in front of your face. The offense is destroying your defense in front of you. I have to do this because some of you can't hear it when we say it. You're not listening. You only hear 2% of what I say. It's ripping your team apart. The inability of that offense. My wife is sitting around with me watching the game on Friday. They played 86 fucking plays. I can't believe they didn't give up 50 points. Wait a minute. Your guys are getting banged up? Oh, and Jalen Phillips has a shoulder injury too? Jalen Carter has 2 shoulder injuries? Gee, wow, okay. This channel's for winners, not moaners. Brian Johnson was not under Sirianni's tree prior to 21, but Patullo has been since 18. Yet Brian had AJ for 6 games straight with 125 yards, yet Patullo can't. Patullo was also passed over twice. I mean, the guy's a stiff, but that's okay. They don't care if they put a stiff in there because they think the quarterback's limited. Whether the quarterback is limited or not, they're going to put a limited coordinator around him. And they're going to limit plays. I got the Chargers in a blowout, 42-16. No Jalen Carter. And Jalen Hurts at quarterback is a recipe for disaster. Let me go like this, okay? Let's see. Okay, well, if the show is for whiners and moaners, then you know what the show is for you? You would need to be on a show that's for glazers and knee walkers. Okay? Moaners, and what's moaning about a guy being out of shape and playing like shit all year, and your offense playing like dog shit? Moaning? Facts. This guy don't like facts. You know what he likes? Walking around, looking up with his knee pads all day long. He's a knee pad dragger. AJ was right. Well, I love this guy, man. Marsh is a motherfucker. I love that dude. That guy is a great sports talk dude. People like that guy right there, WIP needs more of them dudes. That guy right there is what a true sports talk guy is. Hey, fuck you, Sills. By the way, just hang in there. You know we're good, but don't do that. All right? Perfect. Amen. Thank you. Not a knee wagger like this guy. We like fighters in here, not guys who walk around on their knees. Howie! 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 Nick! Hi, Nick! You know the guy that sits there like he's 14 years old at a Taylor Swift concert? That's M. Reyes. He's not like at a Taylor Swift concert. Howie! Nick, Jalen, oh my God. One of them guys, you know? Sits there and just like he's at a Taylor Swift concert. Sitting there going like, can you fucking believe it? Can you believe it? Offense going to have to win a game. Don't see the defense stopping anybody. How you doing? Right? Don't call me fat, son. I don't know you from a can of paint. Do me a favor. Get off your John McMullen knee pads. I'm the best team. That's a good one. Good stuff. Good stuff there. Good stuff. That's the way to lighten it up here, man. I want the kid to play as great as he can be, man. That's good stuff right there. Look at Philly. Oh, my God. Okay, Sills, Carter's a huge talent, but when you factor in the spitting issues, missing the New York Giants game, and now this, would you listen? No, I would not listen to offers. No, I have no interest in that. No interest in that. Okay? No way. Not in a million years. Because then if I start talking like that, I'm going to get my boy New Jersey Maniac, get on a boat, and I'm going to take you on the, what was that boat called? The Stugats. And we're going to go on the Stugats. And we're going to get cement shoes, and we're going to put Big Pussy in a bag and throw him overboard, ain't we? New Jersey Maniac. I'm sure he's never had a charter for anything like that. We're going out on the Stugats. How you doing? All right. Seals, to be honest, I think M. Reyes is trolling me. You kidding me? I like him in here. You kidding me? You think this dumbass here? I like this guy. Yo, holy shit. You're all down super bad. Not you. I'm sure you're still on the victory parade float. So we're going to get it again. Repeat. 52-3. Kidding me, man? Big game coming from Hurts. 19-24, 256 and 4 touchdowns. Yeah, maybe in Madden. Jalen Carter's immaturity is a product of Sirianni's immaturity. Ooh, that's a hell of a take. A more disciplined coach would. Hey, let me ask you something. How do you think Jalen Carter would do with Mike Vrabel? You think he'd have any of that bullshit? Okay. Rats wasn't on the float. He's never been to Philly. Dude's a straight Jalenite. Yeah. M. Reyes. Oh, no, not you. Tell me, let me guess where you're from. Hackensack, New Jersey. No way, man. You're not tough enough to be from Hackensack. Where would you be from? Let me guess. Elizabeth City, North Carolina. That's where you got to be from. You got to be from a place like that. Elizabeth City. Maybe you could be from Ocean City, too. You could be from Ocean City, Maryland. I could see that. Let me think of another one. You could be from, like, Secaucus, too. Yeah. Hey, right? The dumbass is from Secaucus. You're bro. Gotta be. No, your team plays like they're bored. Pottsville. Pottsville, PA. He's from fucking Pottsville. Holy cow. Okay. I'm from Texas, not Candyland, Connecticut like you, Cells. Candyland. Yeah, right. That's sure weird. That's where I was raised, down in the Cove. Candyland. Yeah. How you doing? That's right. I'm 35 minutes to New York City. The hell this guy's talking about? This guy's out there in Texas, out there with the cotton gin. Sees all them, like, them cotton fields. The hell you got in Texas? You got football and steers. Okay. I got to worry about words on this platform. He's there in Texas with steers and, I don't know. That was a saying at one time back in the day. I've forgotten that saying. I don't know what it was. I forgot it. So I'm glad I forgot it. No. I stopped. No. I didn't F anything up. Xander told me about words. So I had to be careful. He lives on the no, not going there. All right. So let me get to my topics. Jalen Carter's absence on Monday means what to the Eagles' chances of ending your 2-game losing streak? Anything? Means what? Oh, we'll get to Slay. I said this yesterday. I feel better about paying Jordan Davis. I feel better paying him. Oh, my God. A blowout. I got to tell you, man. In LA, I'm leaning Chargers right now. Hey, by the way, somebody do me a favor. Tell me with the news of Carter not playing in that game, if the odds of that game have come down. I thought it was 3.5 or 2.5. Let me know if that number has come down. Oh, Senor, you're not going to have to worry about that. Are you kidding me? When you guys were in Los Angeles at SoFi for the Ram game, it was like Lincoln Financial West. You wait until this game on Monday night against the Chargers. That thing is going to be that place is going to be packed with fans. You can bet your ass on that. I'll be at the game with my Put Scanner McKee and Scanner McKee. I love that name. DraftKings has the Eagles 2.5. It's really a pick'em game then. Eagles got fans all over the country. They absolutely do. It's a great fan base, man. Okay? Herbert got surgery too. Won't be 100%. The guy's left fucking hand and his left hand. You know, I know that you know the difference between left and right hand at night. You know the difference, M. Reyes? Left hand, right hand. He's a right-handed quarterback. So unlike you, which you are expert, you're one of them ambidextrous guys. From what I'm told, you told me that there's certain things you do. I don't want to go anywhere near that, but you don't. I mean, the left hand, he's not going to take snaps. He's going to be in shotgun more. It's not his throwing hand, kid. He's got a surgery on his left hand. Yeah, and you don't have Carter in the game. And you've got a stiff D. Let me see something here. Who's taking over for him? Let me guess. Let me see the great depth level of your football team with all your Timu signings. John McMullen, man, what a home run. Hey, Xander, that's got to be the home run nickname of all time. The Timu signings. That's got to be one of the greatest signings of our comments of all time. The Timu signings. Because here's another one here. So wait a minute here. Let me go here. So who steps up now that Jalen Carter is out? Brian Young? Ty Robinson? Who's playing? Who do you have on the team? There's Maro Jomo, Brian Young, Jordan Davis, Ty Robinson. So Ty Robinson is going to play for Jalen Carter? You know what I would do? I would move Moro Jomo to the 3 and move him to Carter's spot, and I would elevate Byron Young. I would elevate him. I'd put Young in there and put a Jomo on the other side for this game. I'd put a Jomo in Carter's spot. Possible BG. So you're going to put a relic out there. Woo! Baby! Hey, by the way, who's the third guy in the rotation, Pete? Ty Robinson? So you're going to head into the game with your defensive ends are going to be Young, Ajomo, and Robinson? Are the Cowboys going to win the NFC East? Oh, my God. If the Cowboys win tonight, are the Cowboys going to run down the Eagles to win the East? Holy shit. God. Hey, the Giants and the Redskins can win the East. The Cowboys can't. Sills, why don't the Eagles use more legit 5-man fronts? I don't think you have the personnel for that, intern Sirianni. I mean, I don't think you do. Wow. Everybody's upset with me in my commentary right now about Fat Guy Carter. Come on, Pillsbury. Let's go. Get them shoulder surgery on. That scope going. Sills, I personally not foolishly rushed JC back and risked the long-term health on a 1 year that was already cashed by Howie Roseman this year. Dude, I think it's a scope. I don't think it's like, we'll talk to Dr. Chao at 3:30. He's coming on the program. Hey, bro, one thing you know me, when I was 23, I had 13% body fat on me. I was 285 pounds. Don't fucking talk to me when I'm 24. I'm 60 years old. How you doing? Okay? I'm 24. I had 11% body fat on me. Ran 4.840s. 280. The fuck are you talking about? And by the way, I choose now to be overweight because I like to eat. But when I was younger, I had 11% body fat. Put BG in a Jomo spot and let Campbell. Hey, Campbell might see some more time out there on the edge. He might do that, okay? That's called the rewards of living a great life and having done things that other people have never done in their life. You're damn right, Cody. That's called a reward. Seals, it would be such an Eagle thing to do to break the 20-year streak and repeat in the division just to be one and done in the playoffs. You get into playoffs and you get knocked out. How you doing? Starting to feel like that turd that won't flush. Oh, my God. Seals, didn't Jerome have some of the same maturity issues as Carter? Bud, you want that back? What happened to Jerome? Hey, Bud, you might want that back. Okay? I'm not healing on you. I'm just saying. Didn't Jerome have some of the same maturity issues as Carter? Okay? Well, where's Jerome today? Not healing on you, bud. Just saying. We don't want to go there. That's why I'm pissed off at him. Don't get on Bud. He meant well. I got it, and you're right. If the offense can't carry this defense, they're done. The offense got to carry the defense by playing 60 to 70% of the playing time and possibly more. Jerome Brown was already a Pro Bowler, yes. Okay? Right. RC, I am rooting for him to turn it around. I swear on my kid, I totally am rooting for him to turn it around. Okay? I am. I want him to. I do. I'm on his ass because I'm on both the D. Do you notice I'm on the DT's asses more than any other position on your football team outside of your quarterback? Why is that? Because that's a position that I'm partial to. That's a position that I know when I see great players. Davis has never lived up to the abilities that he has still to this day, and he's played much better. He has played much better, and I am thrilled at the way I'm seeing him play. You're heading into week 14. I feel pretty good about his year. Jerome Brown was Warren Sapp. Here's the difference. Jerome Brown is what Warren Sapp became. The only difference is Jerome Brown was a better man. We ain't winning shit this year. Sills was right. The mortgage this year for the future years. You're still in it, though. How we knew the league wasn't good. Listen, all the things we have said are now true. Our entire topics we brought up, all of them have looked like they're going to be true. Okay? Yes. I don't think he did the wrong thing. 26 and 27. I think you guys are going to be great. Do you remember what I said in the offseason also? I think you're going to win a Super Bowl in one of those years. But you're not winning it this year. Okay? But I do think in the next 3, you're going to win it. And you're going to be competitive every single year, this year included. Dude, the NFL is not that great right now. There's not really a lot of great teams. That's what makes your decisions that you did in the offseason really pretty good. Sills, you called that this year wasn't our year. Listen, let's see how it plays out still. You're still in this. Carter's out. Hey, this is why you have Hey, by the way, all that shit that Nick talks about with Howie, well, let's see. Y'all soft already. Looking forward to next year. I'm with you. Hey, Ramir, hang in there. I'm looking forward to Monday night. Actually, I'm looking. This might be a great take here. This might be the take of the fucking day. You are onto something here, Boulevard. Why do you think there isn't a lot of great teams? You blame college. Okay, wait. Let me ask you guys something. Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, Jalen Carter. What do they all have in common? What do they all have in common? Hey, Sills, do left tackles in college football know how to play right? Another great conversation. I wish to God I had played on the other side and put my other hand down. No. I had a problem with my other hand being in the dirt. My left hand, my right hand. I was better with my right hand in the dirt playing the left tackle position. I needed to be able to put my left hand in the dirt, and I wasn't as good. So you're right. There is something to that. Okay? Let me say something again. Jalen Carter, hurt shoulder. Nolan Smith, hurt shoulder. Nakobe Dean, hurt shoulder. Gee, I wonder what these Georgia guys are doing down there. And you know what it is? They rotate so many players down there that those guys aren't physically prepared to play in the National Football League. You don't play a lot of plays down there. You play 30 plays a game because they're rotating guys because they're killing everybody. You know what? Is that by coincidence that every single one of those guys played at Georgia and all of them have shoulder injuries? I don't know. Maybe it is. Every guy you have from Georgia's had shoulder injuries. Interesting. Okay? That's game conditioning. That's playing a lot of reps. And when he had to up his volume in reps this year, oh, by the way, something else that we were right about. Remember when I told you guys and I said, hey, who's going to take on the double teams for Jalen Carter now that Josh Sweat and Milton Williams are not on the D line? You know what everybody said? Jalen Carter made those players better. Okay? I asked you a question. Do you not remember me saying Milton Williams and Josh Sweat, them being in that D line, you don't think took some of the double teams away? That guy is now affected on his shoulders and him playing all them reps and him taking on all them more double teams? Bingo. Boom. Wrong again. Wrong again. All of this is coming to head. Your offense is ripping your defense apart in front of you. One day, you guys are going to sit, and when I throw the topics at you, it's not killing time. I throw those topics at you because I want to see how that's going to play out during the season. The replacements were never in the room. The toll that the 2K and the Tush has taken its toll on the O-line. You don't have depth. Carter's going to take on more doubles. I'll tell you who I was wrong about. And I'll tell you who I was wrong about, and I'm happy for him. Nakobe Dean's a football player. Nakobe Dean's a football player. Okay? He's a football player. My problem with him is going to be if he could stay healthy, that kid can play. When he's out there, he's a missile in the entire defense. But get this. Be prepared. Your linebackers are going to have a horrible game Monday. They're going to have a horrible game Monday. Vaughn, Dean, and Campbell will play poorly Monday. Remember I said that. Hey, they're going to play poorly. Why? Because your D tackles are going to get blown off the football. The advantage you had with some of the injuries in the offensive line that the Chargers have, that has now been equalized because you lost Carter. So when you say that the Chargers don't have a good O-line, well, you don't have a very good D-line. Seals, the undersized players formula is not working. We need physically imposing players on the D-line. I'll tell you what, you want to see a gigantic team? Take a look at that Bears team. You want to see another gigantic team? Take a look at that Carolina Panther team. They've got wins against Dallas, Green Bay, and the Rams. They've got awful losses on that team, too. But I think that's just being young. Hey, and I'll make a point to you. I think Bryce Young's playing better football this year than Jalen Hurts. Bryce Young's playing good football. Let me make sure I'm right on that. And let me go to teams here and hang on here. Let me go to Carolina. Let me go down here and see what he's doing here and see where he's at right now. Bryce Young this year. Bryce Young's on pace for what? Not quite. Jalen's having a better year than Bryce Young. Hurts is having a better year than him. Yes, he is. Undersized offenses and defenses eventually break down in the NFL. So much for speed. Speed kills. It does. But one of the things I used to always love about the Patriots, gargantuan team. If you ever sat there and watched that team, he was terrible. That Patriots team under Belichick was one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen. No, I'm wrong. He's having a fair year, not a great year. He's having a fair year. Okay? Hurts has better weapons than Young. That's a fact. Yeah, I heard John McMullen go, I don't know why people automatically just assume that Derrick Henry's having a bad year because the Ravens are. He's not having a bad year. A 32-year-old back's going to go for 1,400 yards and 4.7 yards per carry and 12 touchdowns. That's a bad year? Well, what the fuck are you? Oh, wait. If your standard is 2,000 rushing yards or 1,700 yards rushing for Derrick Henry, yeah, he's off his pace, but he's going to get 1,400 yards this year. I mean, what are we going here? And he's 32. Barkley's going to be lucky to get $1,000. And he's at 3-something. This guy's at 4. He's almost at 5 yards a carry. Derrick Henry's at almost 5 yards a carry. Ain't no bad year. And he's going to have 300. Is Henry going to have 300 carries again? No way. At 32? I can't believe that. No way in hell. Yeah, no, he may. Derrick Henry, hang on. Is that guy going to carry the ball for over 300 carries this year? Shit, he's got 227 already. Wait a minute, he got 200 carries already. So let me see what he's going to do here. Derrick Henry's going to have 280 carries this year. They've lowered his carries. Usually he's a 325 guy. And he's still going to get 1,400 yards. Barkley is a product of failures around him. Line. Hurts lack of running. OC, etc. Yeah, Derrick Henry, give him the ball and let him run through people. That's who he is. Offensive line is averaging 6'5", 285. Well, that ain't very big. In today's NFL, that's not very big. Since college football doesn't develop players like when you played, players don't want nil, and the portal force coaches to win now. They take athletes and throw them on the field. Look at the quarterbacks. Yeah, they also rotate. Back then, you weren't transfer portaling. You stayed. I had Russell Maryland, Cortez Kennedy behind me. Those guys weren't seeing playing time. You think I'm fucking coming out? Not happening. Not fucking happening. That's why I was able to get 100 tackles in a year. As a DT, I had 100 tackles. That's why I was able to do that. I'm not coming out for anybody. I don't give a shit if you got Reggie Whitepaw. I'm not coming out. Jerome and I were not coming out. You were going to wait your turn. All running backs that had over 400 carries in a year, the next year they fell off. Henry, he's had a bad year. Now that's true. That's true right there. I'll concede on that. That's absolutely right. Cortez, I recruited him. His mom, Rose, was a wonderful lady. I loved the man. I was invited to his Hall of Fame induction. I loved Cortez Kennedy like more than you know. What a great guy Cortez Kennedy was. Special man, really, and a Pro Football Hall of Famer. And I was proud to teach him and coach him and recruit him for the U. I sure was. I just was excited. Okay? Okay? Gary's definitely had an effect. That with the other things mixed in, it equals a 1,000-yard season over a 1,500-yard, 1,700-yard season. Look, so many things have gone wrong with this year for Barkley. Sills, who would be, in your mind, the Mount Rushmore of pass rushers, edge rushers? Reggie? Bruce Smith? Lawrence Taylor? And Derek Thomas? I don't think there's a debate. Any chance we see the Eagles and Texans in the big game? Texans got a big. Who did the Texans play this week? They got a huge game this week. Oh, they played KC. Texans could knock KC out of the playoffs. The Texans are ascending. Kansas City's rolling back. Kansas City's season is on the line this week in week 14. Guys, we're starting to roll it down here now, man. I mean, all these games matter now. Okay? All these games matter. How to receive good news tomorrow on the how to receive good news tomorrow on the offensive advisory. Maybe. I don't want to go crazy because I don't want to ruin a friendship here. I think it's really hot. Look, how about this? I think if you didn't egg, not you, but I think if Kevin Petullo's house wasn't egged, Frank probably in the building. But Frank in the building after Kevin Petullo, well, you don't want to emasculate somebody. And I don't know you're even going to want to make that. Now, look, they may do that behind the scenes and then announce it a little bit later. And Frank all of a sudden shows up at practice and they start reporting it. I don't know how they're going to do this. This is the game of the year. Our offense has to come to score fast, and it has to score often. We have to force Chargers to play catch-up and pass the ball. If not, Hampton and company will do exactly what the Bears did against us and run the fucking shit over of the Eagles. Absolutely, Marsh. Foles wants Frank in the building. Hang in there. Hey, by the way, I know everybody's going to steal it because they steal all our shit anyway. But relax. I think you're going to be happy. Okay? I do. Let me tell you something. Frank already sent me a message telling me how much he loves those guys. Okay? Big Sills, is the KC starting to look like? No, you know what it's starting to look like, Grant? Kansas City starting to look like the Brady Patriots at the beginning of the dynasty, where they won a couple Super Bowls, then they had that 10-year gap. That's kind of what it's looking like now. And they're going to have to retool and get some more players in there. I think it looks more like that because Mahomes is not aging. He's still a great football player. He's in his prime still. The front office has done a shitty job on putting people around him. They just assumed he could carry the football team and continue to carry the football team. Remember what happened to Brady. Brady could make Amendola and Edelman into star players when he was younger. What did he do when he got older? He went to a stacked team in Tampa Bay with Mike Evans, Godwin. They brought in Gronkowski. Okay, so he went to a stacked team when he got older. Mahomes is not there yet. They just got to get some more players around him. They got to replace Kelsey. He's terrible. They got to find a run game. Is the run and shoot officially dead? No, you run it in Philly. You run the run and shoot in Philly. Dr. David Chao is going to be with us, and we're going to give you a couple. Here, let me go here. So we're obviously going to do Jalen Carter. Who else is hurt on the team? Cam Jurgens. Lane Johnson. What's Lane Johnson's injury? Lane Johnson. We'll ask him about Barkley, too. Let's see here. N'Kobe's injury. How well he's done coming off it. Okay. Makuba's injury. Okay. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3. God, you know what? I didn't realize it. You got a lot of guys hurt in Philly this year. A lot of dudes hurt. A lot of dudes hurt. Huh. Sills said Kelsey sucks, but he's second most receiving yards and tight ends. McBride has 879. Kelsey has 719. Well, I'll tell you what. So far, they've had no impact whatsoever, those yards. And they're 6-7 since the Super Bowl. Woo-wee! Woo! What an impact player. They're 6-7 since the Super Bowls. Make sure you get your boy to... Hey, they got him the ball? Okay, so he's having a good year and the team sucks. Okay. And the offense, let's see where Kansas City's offense is. Let's take a look. Kelsey's having a great year. Okay, let's see what KC's doing. Just for shits and giggles. Let's see here. Kansas City. Offense is doing well. Offense is doing well. It's the defense that's falling apart. Okay? Hire Travis Kelce said he's going to determine whether or not this will be his final year. Is Frank with the Eagles yet? Because we need him. Not sure. You did talk a lot about injuries this offseason. Because they played so late. And the style of play. Do you guys remember me saying a year ago, do you think the style of play is going to take its toll on the team? Who was here with me last year when I asked Xander that question numerous times? Do you think the style of play is going to hurt the football team in the end. Texans need to take care of business this Sunday. They win that game after that shitty. Remember that? Rico, remember? Kind of looking like that now, right? Style of play. And then not being a balance. Hey, by the way, would you agree with me that the reason that they don't have balanced offense this year, maybe that's taking its toll on the injuries? Why the offensive line has been worn out? Why Barkley's not the same? Because they couldn't be balanced. There you have it. Now you know why it happened. They got away from the run game or pass game. They stopped developing the quarterback. And when you needed to have it, get this, you could get the passing game in a Super Bowl or a one game off. But when you needed it on a daily basis and a weekly basis, you can't count on your passing game. Is that fair? You can't count on your passing game. Right? Am I wrong? Texans defense is a bad matchup for KC. You know what? I'll tell you this. I thought that Kansas City team ran into a buzzsaw last year in the playoffs against that Houston team. Okay? Such a dumb thing. So Barkley changed his running style this year. Barkley's had that same running style his entire career. Your offensive line blows. Your offensive line, the Tush Push beat him up and put dog ears on it. Your entire middle of your offensive line is terrible this year, including Landon Dickerson. Landon Dickerson looks like a shell of himself. Still, it does not matter what scheme is run if they team can't fix the develop Hurts. Okay? I see Frank working with Jalen on his football IQ. I think he needs to work on Jalen with his footwork. His feet are terrible. And watch this. Nobody open, run right. Nobody open, run right. Nobody open, run right. Pass play, right hash. Pass play, right sideline. Pass play, right hash. Hey, this is criminy. I mean, it's like a high school offense. Well, an offensive line is like an orchestra. One thing's not working, it all fails. You know, Dickerson's playing through injuries. Duh. Dickerson played in the playoffs through injury and fit in for center too. Okay. How do you think he's played this year? He's the 9th worst pass protecting guard in football right now. Hope to see your mock draft near the end of the season. Hey, let's worry about the Chargers on Monday. I would be waving a white flag right now when I'm 8-4. And the top team in the league right now, what's the Bears? The Bears are what right now? They got 10 wins? I'd hang in there. Okay? I mean, I wouldn't be surrendering just yet and worrying about the upcoming NFL draft. Do you hear that? Hear what I hear? It's booing at the link. Oh, my God. Hey, dude, JoJo, let me say this. I think the Eagles are lucky that they're on the road and they're playing in Los Angeles. But I'll tell you what, they dropped that game Monday night. They will hear the boos in Philly. Okay? They will hear the boos. And when they get home, house is being egged. That's the least of your problems. Holy shit. Hey, still, OC had his house egged. That terrible thing. Sills, the Birds just dropped 4 straight. Hey, you know what? Wait. Hey, Sills, I'd like to have you come on my program. What do you think of the Birds dropping 4 straight? Not me. Hey, not me. No way. You dropped 4 straight. I'm going to say something to you guys that I want to give you great credit for. You have set such a high standard for your football team that the New York Jets would die for. I mean, 90% of the team, 95% of the teams in the league would die to beat you. Die. Bad team at 8-5 or 8-4. Okay. Your shitty season the other year, 2023. We're talking about it like it was 5-12. Won 11 games. Team that won the Super Bowl that year won 11 games. I mean, shit. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. It is. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. That's a good thing, man. You got that standard that's high like that. Last I looked 2 weeks ago, Steen was 5th best pocket. That's not what I read. I read that Steen was one of the worst. He was the 4th worst and pass rate success. And I saw that Landon was 9th. Is Nick on the hot seat if the Cowboys win the division? What do you think? Sills, all I can say is Sirianni and Patillo better not dress like Santa Claus tomorrow night. Okay. Better not dress Santa Claus. Someone might get hit with snowballs. If those guys show up to the link and they're dressed like Santa Claus. Hey, I'll give you guys a great Santa Claus story. My aunt hates this one. It's one of my favorites. This is how I was raised. This is the greatest Santa Claus story of all time. So my grandpa and I are driving back from Danbury, Connecticut. I don't know. We went somewhere he needed something for his lobster pots. And we were doing something. He had a guy he knew. We need some stuff. I don't know, ropes or something. So we're driving down. We're going through like downtown. It was either that or Richfield. I can't remember. We're driving down. My pop sees this guy with the Salvation Army bell. He's dinging the bell. Donations. He's dressed in Santa Claus. He got the beard and the whole deal. He's doing this shit and he's ringing the bell. Oh. My pop rolls the window down. It goes like this. Hey, Santa looks over at him. Get a fucking job. Grandpa rolled the window up. I looked at him. I was devastated. I was like, how could you tell Santa go get a fucking job, Gramp? He's like, I know the guy's a bum. I was devastated. I was a little kid. And I'm sitting there and they're going, oh, look, there's Santa. He rolls the window down and he goes, hey, get a fucking job. Rolled the window up. I looked at my grandfather. I was crushed. Gramp, what? You told Santa to get a fucking job? He's got a job. He delivers presents. No, he's a bum. I know him. That's how I was raised, right there with the. I know him. He's a bum. Don't worry. It's all right. You believe in that, huh? Oh my God. I know him. He's a bum. I told my aunt goes, how could you do? Oh my God. It was really, but remember something about my aunt though. If my aunt's not crying on the holidays weren't good. Oh my God. We didn't have good holidays if my aunt wasn't in tears. If she was in tears, we had a great holiday. So we're getting shut out on Monday night. Overrated offense. You can't find a first down against the top 5 defense. Good luck. And then on the other side, you got your defense. It is a true story. Oh my God. Still's had no choice. Hey, oh, that's right. I told you, man. After I got thrown out of Maryland, my Aunt Evelyn went down there. What are you looking at? You think he's helping you? You don't go to college. You're going to work on the boat or you're going to the Army. More anything, you're going on the boat again. Oh, that's 4:30 in the morning. Lifting 250 pots every other day. Yeah, did you? Oh. Dude, I didn't have to have training. My training was lifting with my grandfather 250 pots every other day from like, what was it, Bet? From like May, June, like May to like November. Every other day I lifted 400, we had 250 pots. I'm there from 4:30 in the morning until 4:30 at night. That's what I did. I was on a lobster boat for like 10 years. That was my training. And then I'd have to go run. And guess this, when the pots were caught on the rocks, I'd have to dive down and undo the rocks 15 feet because my grandfather didn't believe in buoys. So I just had to jump down there and I used to have to get them untied. My cousin Kevin came with me all the time. God forbid if she ever knew what my grandfather did to both of us out there, putting us in those sand dunes, the rolling sand dunes out in the middle of the Long Island Sound. We're standing in there. We're getting gobbled up in it like quicksand. My aunt would have blew a gasket. She saw that. So you should have been. Dude, the deadliest catch, my grandfather would catch these giant bluefish and he would get the knife. And listen, I don't know. Maybe I was soft then. He would take the knife and he would just whack the head off right in front of me. I'd go, oh. And there's blood everywhere, squirting everywhere. And then you put the head, grab the head. I son of a bitch, put that thing in the lobster pot, throw it over. That's how I was raised. Give me that damn thing. Whack that head off, man. Put that shit right in there. Oh, my God, man. I used to come home in tears because we did so much murdering out on the boat. You thought he was Tony Soprano. Just cutting heads off. Whack. The fish is live. Whack. I'm like, oh. I was like, and I had to get the goddamn guts and clean the guts up. Come over here. Yes, sir. Put that head in there, tails wagging. It was terrible, man. Holy cow. Then we'd lay those pots out like that. It was crazy. Oh. My grandfather would throw those eels in the boat. Frighten the hell out of me. I'd jump on the top of the boat and go, get over here. You afraid? Whack. Kill the goddamn thing. It's fucking crazy, man. You want to see murdering? Go on a boat with my grandfather. You'll think you saw Tony Soprano out there killing big pussy out there. Whack. That's crazy, man. My pop killed everything that moved. And we put him in a pot and he was lobster meat. Oh, my God. Oh, it was great. And Kevin would come out with me, my cousin, and we go clamming. We're in those dunes and shit. It was crazy. Oh, man. Yeah, I did. I did. Oh, it was the greatest growth. Hey, let me just say this to you. I would never want to be raised by anybody else in my entire life but the way I was raised. And I didn't have a mother and father, but I really did. So it was the greatest in the history of God. God bless me being raised by them folks. Seriously, it was the greatest life of all time. I've never wanted for anything because of those folks. All right, guys, hit the like button. Dare I say this? By the way, Dr. Chao's going to join us in a couple minutes. Now, I may piss some of you off. Who's playing the best football in the NFC right now? I'll wait. Who's playing the best football in the NFC right now? So, This guy, he can't say it. Rams just got beat by the Panthers. Green Bay. Chicago. The best team in the NFC right now are the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are playing the best football in the NFL right now. The Cowboys. I'd like to see the Dallas Cowboys take on that Chicago team with that Quinn and Williams hoss in there. Let's get that rodeo going there and see how we go around there a second time there and do that square dance with them boys. How you doing? Let them Cowboys do that square dance with that Quinn and Williams in there and see how that works. Okay? Get this. See what he says? Shit, 3 weeks ago, you had your offense in the right direction, you told me, didn't you? Dirty? Coming off that New York Giant game. Yeah. Coming off that New York Giant game. Oh, by the way, I got a great place for George Pickens. You ready? Tampa Bay. Remember I said that. Evans is old. They're moving on from him. Tampa Bay signs and puts him on the other side of Mbuka. So you'll have Pickens and you'll have Mbuka in Tampa next year. How you doing? Okay? You put George Pickens on there in Tampa? Oh, no. No. The taxes are too high in New York. Nobody wants to play in New York. Taxes are too high. Tampa's tax-free state. How you doing? Always put that in your... Hold on. Looks like a gremlin with 1,700 yards and 104 catches. Okay. In 104 catches. That's what he's on pace for right now. 1,700 yards and 104. Woo. By the way, we're going to talk to Dr. Chao and maybe get his opinion too on Saquon Barkley and why he looks like that. By the way, do me a favor, guys. Put a list up here of the guys. Lane Johnson is what? What's his problem? It's a foot injury, right? It's that flasher thing, whatever. It's his foot. Cam's is back and knee. Barkley's where? Makuba, what did Makuba injure? His knee? A Jomo hand. Okay. Pickens to KC, maybe. I don't think Barkley's cooked, dude. I think your old line's cooked. I'm not saying he hasn't, lost a step. Liz Frank, that's right. Lane is Liz Frank. 4 weeks for Liz Frank. So we're going to get Dr. Chao on here in a couple minutes here, and we're going to get his thoughts on. So Jalen Carter has 2 minor surgeries, or procedures, I should say. I think it's a scope. Ankle is Makuba. Okay, so we're going to go there. Liz Frank. Barkley Ware. Good. Dude, I didn't realize you had this many injuries. Holy cow. I mean, and by the way, Landon Dickerson too. All the injuries are starting to pile up on him with the knee injuries that he had with the 2 procedures and how much time he's missed. So, I mean, I wonder when you're like the team physician, if you start putting some of these guys on a pitch count, especially if they're older and they're getting closer to the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jalen Carter to miss time as a young player. What is he, 24? And I agree with you, Pete. I think Landon's playing hurt too. I really do. I think Landon's playing injured too. I do. All right. So we're going to talk to Dr. Chao here in a couple minutes here. I got another guy too. I got another guy who's my daughter's guy. It's Tao David, but Tao is busy, so we're going to go Dr. Chao, and we're going to talk to him and get our thoughts too. So, but we'll talk to him and get his opinion here on Jalen Carter, and we'll see what he says here in a second here. Hopefully, we can get him up here in a minute. I'm confident still the Eagles got plenty of pressure without Carter. Yeah, but with who? Who's the backup guys? Who's the backup dude? So remember when Cam and Landon toughed it out? Yeah, I think that took its toll. Plus, here, when you're a run-dominant team the way you are, and you run that tush push play, and you run the football like that, you put dog years on your life. Did you think you were not going to have it taking its toll on your offensive line and on your football team? Absolutely, man. It's going to take a toll. All right. I didn't realize that there was this amount of injuries on this football team. And a guy that we go to all the time, and you guys see him all the time, every single show in the country, and he's really made and carved out a great reputation for himself here when it comes to covering all these injuries and these sports injuries. And we've known him for a long time here. He's our friend. And we bring in Dr. Chao now. And Dr. Chao, I appreciate you doing this for me on the fly here. Thank you so much. And I'll get right to it here. It was reported before the show even started, a couple minutes before, that Jalen Carter was going to go under a procedure. And it said, when I said week to week, I don't want to play doctor. I'm going to let you do that. And it said procedure. Does that mean scope that we're talking here, or does that mean something more? Give us your insight on what you think that means.
Dan, thanks for having me on. And the timing for me, this is the noon hour. So lunchtime in between patients here. That's the scrubs that in the office. So thank you for that. And I appreciate you, my man. And you're on it, Dan. You get it. I think I'm going to call you Dr. Sileo. I'm looking at Twitter and X, and everyone's like, what kind of surgery did he have? Oh my gosh, everyone made the assumption of surgery. You have to be very careful with words. Remember when Aaron Rodgers said, are you vaccinated? I've been immunized, and media didn't pick on it. They got mad at him and the whole thing. Adam Schefter did not say surgery. He said procedure. What does that mean? That means he had something done. I don't believe it was true surgery. I believe it was platelet-rich plasma injections. And that's why you need rest after platelet-rich plasma injections. Let me add to that. As I do my research from afar, and remember, it's insider knowledge, not insider information. I do have some Eagles contacts. I may see some of them when I bring my son to the game on Monday at SoFi, but I'm not calling them for insider information. That's not proper. This is insider knowledge, analyzing things. It's like you looking at a defense and saying that was the wrong front to be in, as opposed to someone calling you with that, right? That kind of stuff. And with this, I saw the locker room interviews with Jalen Carter. He didn't have a sling on, okay? And on top of that, there's no way you do bilateral shoulder surgeries. Why? Because if you do, commonly with shoulder surgeries, you do a block. You can't block both sides, because what if you injured, incidentally, a lung on one side? You'd be okay. You injure a lung on both sides? That's no bueno. So there's no way he had bilateral shoulder surgery. This is a procedure called platelet-rich plasma, which does require a couple of weeks of rest. So basically what I read into what the Eagles are saying, what Jalen Carter is saying, is he's been dealing with a shoulder injury for a while, on and off throughout the whole season. He didn't play particularly well on Friday, Black Friday. It's week 13. The Eagles are in a pretty good position right now. Not perfect, not clinched, but pretty good. They're trying to do what? Win another Super Bowl. Not trying to win a division. They want players healthy. And Howie Roseman has historically been very smart and strategic with all of this. And it's let's get Jalen Carter right. And 85% Jalen Carter can play, but 100% Jalen Carter can propel us to win another Super Bowl. And I think that's what they're trying to do. And why both? Well, if you're going to get shut down for one side and the other side sore too, why not? And I think that's what raised everyone's ire. Bilateral procedure. Schefter's reporting is absolutely accurate. I think people interpreted procedure to mean different things. Now, I don't know this as a fact, Dan. This is just my analysis of the situation.
Is the plasma more of a maintenance thing then that we're talking here? Is it something like that you're maybe not as strong and you're trying to get more strength with the rest and the procedure? Because I had a scope during the regular season once. I played in a Cardinal game. They scoped me on a Tuesday, but I played that Saturday because it was just a small shaving of my patella there. So they were able to shave, or the thing that's on top of my knee, they shaved that a little bit. And so for me, I was able to play. So is that what we're talking about here? Just a little maintenance on his shoulders?
Sort of, no, but of course you're from a different era, right?
Right on.
and you know, you and your teammates played through everything back in the good old days when you had to walk 5 miles to and from practice uphill both ways, right?
Right on.
Right. But
right.
My point is, look, PRP, in some ways, the advantages of PRP over cortisone is that there's an anti-inflammatory and a healing component. The disadvantage is the healing component isn't immediate. It takes time. Thus, the week-to-week designation. Look, what's going to happen to Jalen Carter? I doubt he goes on IR because I think he could play in a couple weeks. But in a couple weeks, if his shoulder is great, they'll let him play. If his shoulder is getting there but not there, they may not wait a week or two longer to let it get all the way better for a big playoff run. Now, if the Eagles lose to the Chargers and lose their next game, maybe an 85% Jalen Carter plays, right? Because you want to win the division. And there's still something to play for. But if the Eagles are sailing along without him, look, once again, you're trying to repeat Super Bowl. You're not just trying to win the division. And I think this is the calculation for the Eagles. So the news isn't as bad as it seems, is what I'm trying to say.
If it was the Super Bowl this weekend, could he play having had that procedure?
If it were the Super Bowl this weekend, I believe, and once again, this is insider knowledge, not insider information, big difference. I believe he would have had a cortisone injection and played because cortisone works more quickly. Okay. The PRP is more for the long term. If you look at the words of reporters and the words of Jalen Carter, this is kind of where you're at. And by the way, Dan, you're getting this first. I actually just cut a video talking about this, but my guys haven't even posted it on X. So you and your listeners, you're getting the breaking news. I haven't tweeted on it. I haven't done anything with it.
Fantastic here. Do you mind? I'm going to ask a couple more because there's a couple more Eagle injuries here. Yeah. I know you're in a break right here. Liz Frank with Lane Johnson, and he's been on IR. He's an older player. He's 35 years old. He's had a lot of wear and tear. As a team physician, you were there with the Chargers, obviously, so you have what you're I would call it like pitch count, guys. Do you put a guy like that on a pitch count? Are you looking to do the same thing that you said? Look, we're trying to win a Super Bowl here. I need him healthy for the postseason here. So maybe you do compromise a couple games here by not having that star player in there. Liz Frank, give me what you think that is for an older player, what that means towards Lane when he comes off that.
Liz Frank is a midfoot injury. I won't get into why it's called Liz Frank. It's very historical over time. It has to do with Napoleon, Surgeon General, but nobody cares about that. Okay. It's a midfoot injury. And imagine you have to play football on the balls of your feet. Yeah. You can't play football, offensive lineman, on your heels. Otherwise, you're going to get knocked back on your ass. Someone like Dan Sileo is going to have a field day with you. If you play that. So if you're playing on the balls of your feet, the midfoot has to support you. So what does it have to support? It has to support Lane Johnson's 325 pounds and the DN's 295 pounds and maybe somebody else too, as well as the force of pushing off. That's a lot of stress. Look, what I've seen so far, and you can help me with this, Dan. So far, what I see is Lane Johnson might be the MVP of that offensive line because they don't look the same without him, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not Dickerson. It's not the center probably because look at what's happened to the Eagles without him. Now, I'm not pretending to know protection schemes and what have you, but they don't look like the same team without him. But once again, if you apply my same logic, if this were the Super Bowl this week, would Lane Johnson play? I'm sure he would. Look at what your center did last year through a herniated disc and a nerve issue and played, right? And in pain and injections and so forth, and won a Lombardi with it. Lane Johnson would play. But once again here, do you want to keep going along with an 75-80% Lane Johnson, or do you want to try and get him closer to 90-95? Right? I think that's the calculation that's happening here with the Eagles. And that's part of the Jalen Carter thing. I don't think they're taking their opponents for granted the next couple of weeks. That's not what I'm saying. They're playing the long game. We're trying to get another Lombardi, and this is the best path to do that.
How about this, too, with the offensive line? And I wonder how you time this up with, because obviously player health right now, especially with the salaries you see in the game, that's got to match up with the GM, the head coach, and you also have to take player care here because a year ago, Saquon Barkley carried the ball for over 450 carries. Now we're looking at the center with a back injury. You have Landon Dickerson with multiple knee injuries this past offseason, Lane with Liz Frank. It's affected the entire offensive line, and it's even affected Saquon Barkley, who's had 3 knee injuries, by the way, and 3 procedures in the last 6 years. So my question to you is, tush push, running offense, you're seeing the wear and tear. As a guy who looks at these guys and guy who looks at procedures on what to take care of, maintenance for players, how much do you think that the running of the football with 2,000 yards a year ago and the tush push has played a factor on the entire unit? Even Mekhi Becton in Los Angeles, Dr. Chao, he's been out this year with injuries because he was on that line of a year ago. How much do you think that played a factor?
Well, there's no question the game of NFL football is rough. And the more that you are running the ball straight ahead, tush pushing and other things, I look at it this way. The more times you take a double black diamond ski run, the more likely you are to injure your knee, right? You're less likely on the greens and blues. Right. And basically, you're saying with the tush push and all these runs, it's a lot more ski runs down the mountain. Your chances of getting injured are higher. It's simple math there and percentages. Now, one of the things we do at Sports Injury Central, SICscore.com, one of our favorite props for the season this year, and it has nothing to do with not liking the Eagles, their offensive line, or Saquon Barkley. We said it's not repeatable what Saquon did last year, and we took his season totals under on yardage. You can't run a guy into the ground like that. It is not sustainable. And you know this, Dan. I'll ask you this question. I learned this in my first year in the NFL. I don't know if you played against him or not. We had a great running back in San Diego by the name of Natron Means.
Loved him, played against him.
Right? And tough as they come. He didn't step out of bounds. He took hits. But let me tell you something, Dan. I saw him on Mondays, and he could barely walk.
Yeah.
And what was the reason? If he carried the ball 20 times, how many times do you think he got hit? Guesstimate. I mean, he breaks some tackles, get hits 25, 30 times.
Absolutely. 35, 40 times. You're not even counting pass protection.
Okay, but 35, 40 times by how many different players?
Oh, everyone coming.
By 8, 9 different players. So
everybody.
He's taking 35 to 40 hits as he's running rough yardage, and the other players on defense are only taking 3 or 4 of those because they're distributed out.
Yeah.
That's why you can't take all of those hits. That's why, across the river there, the man Jackson Dart needs to get down or get out of bounds. Okay. I mean, like, I don't care how tough you are and what moxie you have. You got to live. Look, 4th and 10, you're going to get that 11th yard to get the first down. By all means, go do it. But when it's second down or third down, you got to protect yourself a little bit. After you've gotten the first down, you don't really need those extra 5 yards. You need to keep yourself healthy.
Couple last questions here for you, Doc. Okay, so on Monday, you're going to see Justin Herbert with a cast on his left hand. You're probably going to see him more in shotgun because, again, as you know, when you put your hand in the center position, boom, that's just going to be probably a little bit too much for him to take on that. So he's going to be in a cast on Monday. In your opinion, what effect do you think that has on him in any way? Is it more with him running and sprint out? Because he averages 30 yards a game when it comes to like his running, because he has the ability to get out. Do you think that limits that? Do you think Harbaugh and the coaching staff will be more in protecting of that? How do you think that'll affect him in Monday night's game?
First of all, yes. On Sunday on our podcast, right at 7:30, as soon as most of the Sunday games are over, 7:30 Eastern time, we said with the likely fracture, he's likely to have surgery. But my bet would be that he would play next Monday. Not because there's one extra day of rest, but you've seen it before, Dan. In my day, I have had quite a number of players return to play 1 week after a metacarpal fracture, open reduction or total fixation, plates with screws. But guess what? A guy like you, we'd put in a club. An offensive lineman, we put in a club. Justin Herbert can't go in a club. He's got to be able to handle the ball a little bit. Sure, you can do one-handed, off-handed handoffs, reverse handoffs, shotgun. It's all shotgun. If they're going tush push or goal line, it's going to be Trey Lance. It's going to be all shotgun. Now, how does that change the Chargers offense? Well, you got to ask an offensive mind better than me. I'm just a doctor here. But that will change the makeup of the Chargers offense and pass pro and what they're going to do. But I also believe that Justin Herbert will, as much as I believe he's tough and as much as I believe that he will play, because remember, he finished the game with it broken with the splint. Now he's got more stability and you can numb it from the incisional pain. The splint will do the job again. That's why I believe he will play. But he won't run the ball. Why? Because even if you are running the ball, you need ball security. He can't hold the ball in the left hand. And you got the way guys punch balls out legally. You don't get penalized if you punch somebody's hand. I mean, if you punch someone in the stomach, you get penalized. But you can't have that. And you can't have him running the ball in his right hand to the left and exposing the ball to the oncoming defenders. You have to have it in the outside arm. And if you're running up the middle, you got to have two hands, right? I mean, so I just don't see him running the ball much. I certainly know designed runs. And also, you just don't want the freak accident of making it worse or displacing what you have fixed. So I don't see him running much. I do see him playing. I do think he can throw the ball effectively, but the nuances of shotgun is what it's going to be about.
Would you be most concerned with him if you're Harbaugh and with Greg Roman, the offensive coordinator, that pressure, him going down, putting his odd hand down, because again, you got to concern yourself for protecting yourself too. So do you give them guys any kind of advice on how they go down like that? Because to me, it'd be more worried about, putting my hand down after getting hit that I could refracture it or fracture it more. I mean,
as a team physician.
Hey, you know what? I guess in my day of me becoming a media guy, I become soft. I guess we just got to put a Band-Aid on it and go play.
But here's my point to you, Dan, and hopefully I think you run a fun show, and I think having some fun chatter is good, right? As opposed to strict doctor Latin words and stuff. But here's what I say. As a team physician, would I have had a conversation with the athletic trainer and or coaching staff if they asked me about what should happen? Yes. Would I tell the GM that? Yes. What actually comes in the game plan is a different story, right? I love Jim Harbaugh, okay? I don't know Greg Roman. I know Jim Harbaugh really well. He's a great coach. Love him, love his attitude. But here's what I always say. When you clear a player to play football and they have their helmet and their pads and they're on the field, that's like giving your teenager the kids to the car. You can tell them the curfew's at 10 p.m. You can tell them the curfew's at 11. What time will they come home? Look, I don't know, right? I mean, I remember one time we had Antonio Gates. He's allowed me to tell his story. And they said, we got to have him for this game. Okay, but he could get worse. 12, 15 snaps, red zone only is what we agreed upon. By the end of the first quarter, I looked at the head athletic trainer, James Collins, and said, how many plays he played? He goes, I don't know, like 12, 15. We looked at each other like, you going to tell him? You going to tell him? I mean, once they have the headsets on, they've got the keys to the car. You're kind of powerless to go. I mean, you can tell them all you want ahead of time, but then game script comes and this comes and that comes. And so, look, is it possible that Herbert runs the ball out of instinct? Sure. I mean, is it possible they design quick passes out of shotgun, but he decides to go second, third read and scramble? It's the game of football. He's got his helmet and pads on, and you can't control that.
Hey, Dr. Chao, I got to tell you quick. Kevin O'Neill, I'm sure you know who he is.
Yes, KO, yes.
Yes, and he was my my guy at Miami and also with the Cowboys.
Love KO.
So, I go like this to Kevin O'Neill. Because I took a big hit. I walk over to the sidelines. He goes, how you doing? I go, I'm doing great. He goes, where are we? I go, well, I like grapes in my salad. He goes, sit down. And he goes, you're not fooling me. And I go, where are we? What city are we? And I go, well, I like grapes in my salad. And he goes like this. Yeah, no, give me the kid's helmet here. Final question for you here. We do run a fun show, but I want to ask you a tough question here. Okay, what you saw on that one particular Monday night, I think it was, or Thursday night game, when you saw Brian Daboll go into the tent and you saw that and how you saw him kind of undress the neurologist. I mean, that was kind of a wild moment for me because, concussions are a big thing, as you know, in the NFL. The NFL is so frightened of it, and every other team is frightened of it right now. What was your initial takeaway when you saw that coach roll in there and go into that blue tent and then chastise the neurologist?
Well, my take on that was bad look, can happen, shouldn't happen, going into the blue tent. That's like me as a doctor putting on the headset to listen to a call, right? I mean, it just doesn't work that way, right?
Right.
And so I've never had, a head coach do that. Walking in the tent was already bad optics. But in reality, was he just saying, giving the guy a hug and some encouragement? Maybe, right? But it's a bad optics that it looks like you're messing with the process. Bad optics. Really bad optics when he's dressing down. That guy is actually the head team physician. And let me explain something to you. I think it was the pressure of the moment that got to Brian Daboll. And I don't think it was as bad as you thought. Basically, he turned around. When he went into the tent, I guarantee you the head team physician was in the tent because there was a shoulder and head, What was it? And the head team physician would go in there. But once it's determined not to be orthopedic, the head team physician usually leaves it to the primary care doctor in the red hat. So he's out of the tent. Well, Daboll turns around and goes, what's going on? You're out of the tent. Is he playing or is he not playing? And he starts to dress him down saying, I need to know. It's third down, fourth down. Is he playing or not playing? You left the tent. He must be fine. There was no time for him to say, look, I don't do head evaluations. That's the other guys. I'm out of the tent because his shoulder is clear. I think it was a simple misunderstanding from Brian Daboll. He saw that doctor in there the first time, and he's like, well, you're out. Is he playing or is he not? And when he says, oh, we don't know yet, he's like, what do you mean you don't know yet? You're out of the tent. I think it was a simple misunderstanding. They got fined. It's a bad look, but I don't think Daboll meant anything bad by it. It just shows you the pressure of the sideline. Look, any head coach who wanted an answer, didn't have one, and thought he should have one, would dress anyone down like that. It's a pressure-filled environment. But I think the misunderstanding there is he's the head team physician orthopedist. Just because he came out of the tent doesn't mean they're done with the head injury evaluation. And he was like, why haven't you guys told me? What's the deal? He wasn't saying get him back into the game. He was like, you're out of the tent. Why aren't you telling me yay or nay? That's kind of what he was saying. So I think it was a bad look, not really actions as bad as it was perceived.
I want to sneak this last one in on you on Jackson Dart. If you were the team physician and you watch the way that guy has played this year, what would be the recommendation? I mean, let me ask, does the general manager and the head coach, they come to you because the Eagles are so concerned about player health. They don't do a lot in the exhibition season. They really have a lot when it comes to player care. For you, with a style of play like that, what kind of conversations would you have with the head coach and with the general manager, especially when we're talking big money like this, contracts, first round picks? Surely they confer with you and ask you what your thoughts are and how the player eventually, what kind of, health he's going to have as we move forward here. So how do you confer with those men?
Well, one thing is, when asked, obviously give your opinion. But I think it's pretty obvious to the GM and head coaches of the exposure that he takes running the football, right? As a doctor, I don't need to tell him that. But if asked, I would say right after he got his concussion, his concussion, we went on our Sports Injury Central podcast, and I said, let's do a comparison. Take out the preseason where Jackson Dart ran and had a head check. At this point this season, he had 47 runs, and he missed 3 games, but he didn't play the first 3 games. In the games that he played when he got his concussion, he had 47 runs and 3 head injury checks, the last one being a concussion. By comparison, a guy who's played the whole season up to that point in time, Josh Allen, who does run the ball a lot, had 49 rushes and 0 concussion checks, right? So there's a guy that is running the ball, but not taking the hits, right? And not taking people on, et cetera, knowing when to get down and get out of bounds and how to extend plays. That's the nuance that this young guy needs to learn for his own good. Because I don't care if you're bigger than Josh Allen, the defenders are bigger and come flying at you faster too. The Natron Means analogy, there's like 11 of them chasing you, and there's just one of you, and you may dodge the first guy, but the second guy or third guy may get you, kind of deal. And so I do think it's important. And if you look at it, we were down, no offense, on Anthony Richardson with the Colts, saying, though your style of play is not conducive to the NFL. I think any quarterback that runs to gain yardage on a regular basis is taking more double black diamond ski runs. I think any quarterback should be able to run the ball when it's necessary. 3rd and 10 in your own zone. You got to get that 11 yards. You got to do it. Tua Tagovailoa got grief because there was a key play in the red zone where he went head first. This is after his concussion issues. But I don't blame him. It was 4th and 1. He needed to get that extra yard, right? Look, if it was 3rd and 1, slide, you got a 4th down chance. 4th and 1, if he's on your football team, I hate to say it, you want him to go head first, even though he's a quarterback. But you can't do it on 1st down. You can't do it when you already got the 1st down, right? You just have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, right? And to play smart that way. No one's trying to change Jackson Dart's style. You still can be a wild card and run, but you got to pick your moments. And I think that's the education that the Giants are clearly trying for.
Absolutely. Awesome stuff. Please tell folks where they can find you, Dr. Chao, because I got to tell you, man, I mean, you really, I think, gave people in Philadelphia today, I think you gave them a little bit more of a clear view of what we're looking at here with these plasma injections instead of, and again, as you said, from 35,000 feet here, we're looking down on it. And from what we're seeing here, not to give like a diagnosis here, we're looking at kind of what your experience has been here.
And look, there's a lot of great media people, but you as a former player have a different perspective.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of doctors, physical therapists, and whatever. And I look on Twitter, X, and whatever. We sort of spawned an industry of video lookers and guessers. And my advantage is I was on the other side of the equation.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And that's what gives I think unique insight, like you have a unique insight into the game.
But see, I want people to know this. Why you're important to a guy like me, when I'm a football player, I got to trust of all the people in my room, including my coaches, okay? I may not trust my coaches sometimes because they put bad coaches in there. I got to trust you with my health. You're the guy that keeps me playing and keeps me paid. So that's why.
And let me say something about that. Just get off my little perch here. But a lot of people have said the team doctor should not be employed by the team. They shouldn't be embedded in the team, and they should just this way they can be independent and not be influenced by the team and coaches. I call BS on that. You can't develop a relationship when you're under fire. You have to develop a relationship with players and trust on the routine basis in the lunchroom, figuring out how they're wired and having rapport so that when there is stress, when you're in that moment of decision making, there can be trust. And the first time you see a doctor and you don't know his name, do you trust that guy?
No.
You can't. But what I say, and I tell players, the reason why you can trust me is the locker room talks. And if I mess with you, Dan Sileo, 12 other people in the locker room are going to know it, and I will be out of a job, right? I told management, if I know my job is to get the best player in the team healthy and the 53rd player in the team healthy so you can cut him. I know that. Don't tell me get this player healthy so we can cut him, because that might make me not want to get him healthy because I know him. My job is to get everybody healthy. You don't need to tell me any of that. And don't put me in a position of, like, I'll give you another example. I won't name any names. One time the team said, I said, this guy can play, but he's not playing. He goes, well, if you say you can play, doctor, you need to tell him he needs to play. I said, I'm not doing that. That's your job. My job is to tell him it's safe for him to play. It's your job to tell him you need to play. There's a difference. I'm staying in my doctor's lane. My job is to say, I don't think you're going to hurt it any worse. It's safe for you to play. It's your job to say you got to play. Your position coach, head coach, GM, etc. It's not my job to force a guy to play. My job is to evaluate health. So I think with those lines, this is how you could have relationships and do things.
Without a doubt. I mean, the person I trusted the most, when Kevin O'Neill told me something, I did it. I didn't question. I questioned my coaches, Dr. Chao. I questioned my coaches more than I ever questioned my doctor. When my team physician came up to me, and Kevin O'Neill goes like this. He goes, "Hey, listen, man, you've got to sit down here. We've got to give you a little break here. Let's stay out of practice a little bit. I'm not missing anything." He would look at me and go, "Listen, you want to play Saturday or Sunday, or do you not want to play at all this year?" And he would, I think the more direct and I think that comes to what you said. You could be more direct when you have a relationship with that guy, and you could be constructive instead of destructive. So you're saying if a guy's not in the building and he's just an outsourced doctor, you're not going to build that relationship with that player, because you're right. I wouldn't trust a guy who was outside the building.
Relationships are important in all facets of life and football.
Absolutely. Tell folks how they can find you, please. You do such great work.
At Twitter or X at ProFootballDoc, but the website Sports Injury Central is sicscore.com. We have all the player updates. And for fantasy and DFS players, we have player edges, like which running back's going to pop this week, not based on the running back's health, but the health of his O-line against the health of the defensive front seven for that week. That's how granular we get. Which wide receiver might pop because the health of the DBs that he's facing, as well as the health of the right and left tackle and the health of his quarterback. It's not just the health of the wide receiver. It's the people around him and against him. And so we've been having some pretty good success.
Fantastic, man. You know how much I love you, man. I appreciate you so much. And thank you so much for finding time with me on the quick note. I got ahead of his Twitter post on Jalen Carter. Love that.
Breaking news.
Thank you, Dr. Chao.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
You got it. That is the great Dr. Chao. We appreciate him coming aboard with us. Just like that. So what was all that little nervousness? I told you to hang in there. Plasma injections. Okay. Hey, they want him for the playoff run. So I guess they're just assuming you're beating the Chargers on Monday. Is that right? Damn. You guys are just putting it in there that you're beating the Chargers on Sunday. How you doing? Holy cow. I haven't even got to this other little nugget we got here today before we it came on the air. So, Jalen Carter, all of you guys, you okay now? Dr. Sills and Dr. Chao have helped you? How you feeling? Philly, the Philly bad guy is here to help. I told you. I'm a helper. That's what the show is. Okay? We are a helper. Dan, one of the best interviews. Thank you. And from a doc, go figure. He was good. Hey, man, well, these people are my hey, everyone says that. Sills, you're just such a great interviewer. Well, these people are my friends. I mean, it's easy to interview your friends, isn't it? No, Sills, you're one of the greatest interviewers. Well, it's not that hard to interview my aunt. You know what I mean? Sills is oh, how really, Steven? Wow, what an epiphany. My goodness. You're a hater. Jay Davis. Oh, man. Sills. You are just a belle of the ball. That sounds a tad bit feminine for me here, New Jersey maniac, but okay. I mean, okay, sweetheart. Thank you. Yeah. Hamburger helper, my wife eats that. I don't eat that shit out of a box. That's like telling me, going like this, hey, you like ragu? No, unless my grandma or my aunt doctor it up. No. Hey, I bet you're ragu, man. You like ragu, don't you? No, I don't eat ragu. I remember going over to my wife's mother's house one time. She made these American meatballs, and she made this like spaghetti. And my wife goes, well, she's my girlfriend. Then she goes, eat it. I'm like, I'm not eating that. And she goes like this, please eat it. She worked hard on it. All right, so I'm eating it, right? How is it? I go, oh, it's good. Oh, yeah. Like your grandma's? My wife looked at me and I went like this. Yeah. She goes, you don't think so, huh? I go, no, it's good for ragu and all that. Yeah, no. She goes, what, you eat something different? I go, I've probably eaten ragu 3 times in my life. And it was only because of emergencies. And it was in college. I didn't eat ragu at home. Yeah, no, I don't eat ragu. Nothing beats authentic. Oh, my, authentic? Let me tell you something. When my grandma died, like the Betty Crocker of like Guinea cooks died. Like she was like the Julia Childs. Oh, my grandmother could cook her ass off, man. A gourmet meal every day when we're talking, especially fish and stuff like that, was tremendous. All right. For someone who covers the Eagles, you seem to be more happy when they're, oh, look at this one. For someone who covers the Eagles, you seem to be more happy when they're going bad instead of good. No. I love the content. When you do something shitty, I cover shitty. When you do something good, I cover good. Here, what would make you feel better about yourself for me to make you feel better about yourself? Let's think about that. Bird Gang Nation wants me to make him feel better about himself, about his shitty birds right now, who have a 2-game losing streak. Let me think. Are they good against the run? That'd be no. Are they good against the pass? That'd be no. Are they good against third down? That'd be a no. Can they run the fucking ball? That'd be no. Can the noodle arm quarterback get the ball to AJ? That'd be no. How about the clown show coach on the sidelines? Is that guy doing a good job? I don't know. I can't tell. The bullshit press conferences he puts on? I can't tell. Let me think. How can I make this guy feel better about himself? Well, I like the cheesesteaks. I'm trying to hook you up, kid. Oh, wait, the coordinator sucks too. Let me think. How can I make this guy feel better about himself? And let me see here. Okay. Let me think. How can I give this guy a halfway reach? Anything good. Hey, Zach Bond's good. Congratulations, kid. Seriously, you need to listen to Bill Cunnilingus. I'm sure he's glazing something. WIP always had more listeners when they lost than won. People like compliments, but love complaining. Can I tell you something, intern Sirianni? I think that's got to be where we're from. I think that's more of a like East Coast thing and New England thing. Because my wife brought that up. I told you, I brought her back home once. And I don't know, somebody was on the air complaining, talking shit. It's probably Francesa. He's talking shit on the Giants. And my wife goes, does everyone up here complain about their life? I'm like, well, yeah, I guess. She's like, everybody up here complains. Well, I mean, it's cold. It was wintertime. I go, it's fucking cold. I mean, but you can't even ask anybody to time here. You know, you ask a guy a time here, he looks at you and goes, get a fucking watch. You ask somebody out west, hey, yeah, it's 3:15. You all right? If somebody did that to me, I'd be like, what do you want? What are you asking me if I'm all right? What's that fucking to you? And my wife looks at me when I do that, and I go like this, what's it fucking to you if I'm all right? My wife goes, he's just asking you a question if you're all right. And I go, well, I mean, what's it to him? What's he, like my cousin? I'm like, where are we going? Sills, what are you making us? We're going to get to that right now, my friend. That was the other nugget. I love corporate B pumper. I love Marshall too, man. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, no, I better leave that there. Sills, what do you make of the Slay situation? I think Slay's mad. Mad, you think? The Bills need to hold this guy ransom and force his retirement. Hang on there with that. Won't happen unless injury happens, but doesn't it get to the point where you at least have to consider starting Tanner? Can the offense maybe be any worse? Dude, if you bench the quarterback, the whole fucking thing's over. The whole thing's over. You're going to bet, wait a minute. You're going to bench a quarterback who's got a no trade and won the Super Bowl MVP 11 months ago. Are you crazy? 12 months ago, guy won the Super Bowl. You're going to bench that? Come on, dog. That's crazy. All right. So, Darius Slay. Hold on. Let me see if I got some word back. Because Darius is represented by Drew Rosenhaus. I'm trying to get Rosenhaus on the show too, by the way. For all you kiddies out there. So let me see here. All right. I got nothing back yet. All right. So Slay's informed the Buffalo Bills he's not reporting, and he's thinking about retirement. Here's what the Bills could do. The Bills could put him on the retirement list, and they still hold his rights. I mean, they claimed him. You're playing the Bills in a couple weeks. He don't want to go. He wants to be an Eagle. That's a fact. He ain't retiring. He wants to be an Eagle. Bills know it. They may use that as leverage. If I were the Bills, I'd call up Howie Roseman and go, you want to trade for him? What do you give me for him? What do you want him? You're desperate. I don't want a broken down guy. Okay. I'll leave him on the retirement list. Keep him right there. I wouldn't bend into this. You want to go to the Eagles, and then they claim him, and then he'll play against the Bills in 2 weeks? Fuck that. Forget that. I'm not doing that. I claimed you fair and square. You don't like it? Retire. Retire. Darius Slay thinks he's got leverage. Now, I will say this to you. Drew Rosenhaus can be very persuasive. And there's a couple dudes on that football team that'll rep by him. So there's a relationship in the building with Rosenhaus and with the general manager there. What's his name? Bean? So they may work something out. Because the Bills know if he signs with the Eagles, he's starting on Monday. Sills is my favorite Eagle hater of all time. Oh, man. Eagle hater? Oh, my. Oh, my God. That's okay. Hey, Sills, you've now developed into being one of my favorite Eagle haters of all time. This is tremendous. By the way, I want to give you guys something on Dr. Chao. He's got a laundry list of guys that he was going to do, but he did us first before anyone else. Okay? And I just texted him, and I said, listen, I need you to come on here. Because the people in Philadelphia think this guy's going under some crazy procedure. And he goes, you know what it is, right? And I didn't know this plasma thing. Okay? But when I saw 2 shoulders, I knew immediately it wasn't serious. Double surgery on your shoulders? Come on. What are we doing here? Who do you think he is? Oh, if he had surgery done on both shoulders, he'd be done for like mini camps. Okay? He'd have trouble getting a mini camp, let alone playing in the playoffs. It's plasma. It's not a scope. I thought it was a scope. Scope. Then they're ejecting him. Yes, that's exactly what they're doing. He's weak. His shoulders and probably his joints in his shoulders are very weak right now because of wear and tear. And that's what they're doing with those plasma shots. Those plasma shots, again, but what you have to do, by the way, there's no way he's not playing. He's not playing that Raider game. He is not playing. That's like a 14-day deal for it to take hold and for you to be able to create some calcium and to be able to create some strength. I've seen guys have it. I've never had that. I've had scopes. I've had 2 scopes on my left knee, my right knee, my elbow. I've had surgery on my right foot and my left foot. And I've had surgery on my jaw. I broke my jaw once because I never really liked to wear a mouthpiece. That's why that gap, you see, that's a mistake for me not wearing a mouthpiece. I couldn't stand wearing a mouthpiece. I used to put it like, I put it in my helmet. I didn't wear a mouthpiece. It's crazy for not wearing a mouthpiece. Just keep your chin down. That's what everybody used to look at me. You're not wearing a mouthpiece? I go, I never have, and I never will. I couldn't. I'm like M. Reyes. I'm not used to having something in my mouth. Sills, if you retire, what other parameters are you coming out of retirement? Money. Hey, Sills, if you retire, what are the parameters of you coming out of retirement? Okay, as a player, money. As a talk show host, money. Yeah, money. Oh, and by the way, money and protection. You see, when Xander pays me, the building's kind of tilt a little bit. Don't you dare answer that. Some of these guys put their mouthpieces on the top of their helmet. It's not good. No, it's not. It's not good for my grandfather. Used to always go, brush your teeth, brush your teeth. He used to always take care of my teeth. One thing my grandpa, hey, another thing about my grandpa, I'm talking about my grandpa a lot today. My grandpa hated yellow toothbrushes. I remember I think my grandmother or my aunt bought my grandfather a yellow toothbrush. I think it was my aunt. She brought my grandfather a yellow toothbrush. My grandfather goes like this. What is this? I said to him, I go, it's a yellow toothbrush, Gramp. He goes, yellow toothbrush? Who the hell has a yellow toothbrush? And I go, I think my aunt brought it for him. It's a yellow toothbrush. My grandfather goes, a yellow toothbrush? I don't have a yellow toothbrush. I'm not using that thing. My grandfather wouldn't brush his teeth with a yellow toothbrush. I looked at my dad and I go, what's wrong with a yellow toothbrush? It's a cowardly color. I don't want anything to do with a cowardly color. My grandfather hated yellow and mayonnaise. I don't know. He hated yellow and mayonnaise. It's just, he was just, yeah. I love that guy more than you know. Mayonnaise and yellow toothbrushes were a non-thing in my home. Let's see here. I do have to, by the way, my hips are killing me. Let's see here. Yeah. So wait. So on the Slay thing, hey, Sills, I heard you speak about your relationship with the Eagle organization. Does that play into how you cover the team? No. Because I can't stand your PR guy has no bearing on that. No. I hated that guy when he was in San Francisco. No. By the way, I don't hate your team. I love your team. Who wants to cover the Cardinals or the Jets? I'd be miserable every day because they suck. You win. Who wants to cover the Jets? Here's the teams I would hate to cover. Here, Eagles are not one of those teams. I love covering your team. I think you got me. Once again, who the hell wants to cover a shitty team? Here, look at this. Patriots, I'd love to cover that team. Bills, for sure. Dolphins, I did. It sucked. Jets, no way. Boy, would I come off the top rope on them losers. Fireman Ed. The most famous Jet of all time. Fireman Ed. Come on. Really? Ravens would be cool. Steelers, definitely. Bengals, no thank you. Browns, that's a pretty good fan base. Jags, never. Colts, maybe. Houston, yes. Tennessee, no. Denver, yes. Chargers, I did. Hey, they're an underrated fan base. But that was in San Diego. They have no fans whatsoever. Okay? They have no fans whatsoever in LA. Okay? Yeah. So let me see here. Broncos, Chiefs for sure. Raiders, I did. I covered the Raiders. I was on the pre- and post-game show for the Raiders. I was on their broadcast team. I was hired by Al Davis. Eagles for sure. Cowboys, Commanders, Giants. I cover all them guys. Bears, Packers, Lions. Sorry, Johnny Mac. Go Skull. No. Bucks, I did. Panthers, kind of. Falcons. That's a shitty sports city, Atlanta. Saints, no. Rams, kind of. Seahawks, yes. 49ers, I did. Cardinals, not really. Eagles, are you kidding me? One of the best. Tampa Bay, worked pre- and post-game. Here's the teams I worked for. Raiders, Dolphins, Buccaneers, Raiders, Bucks, Dolphins, Buccaneers. I'm trying to think, did I do another team? I don't think I worked on another show. But I was hired by the teams to cover those. Did you ever get to personally meet John Madden? Like clockwork, the shameless local media misses another scoop and posts the same tweet at the same time, like they're reading a PR copy. Let me say that to you too. Let me do that, and I'll go back. John Madden got me the KMBR job when I was in San Francisco. I filled in one day, and I got on the air. I was working at KGO Radio, and I was doing news. And I worked with Rosie and Dunbar. Dunbar was the guy that that serial killer called into Zodiac. This guy was a legendary guy, Dunbar, out in San Francisco, and I worked with him. I was on KGO Radio. KMBR called me and said, how'd you like to come over and do sports? You may never do a sports show, but you can do updates. And I went like this, okay? Well, one day a guy missed a shift, and they needed a guy. I said, I'll do it. Let me do it. I get out there. I knocked the shit out of the ballpark. John Madden heard me. He called up Bob Agnew, the program director, and said, that guy's fucking phenomenal. And I got another shift. I did two more. John Madden called again and said, have that guy come over to my house. So I went over to his house in Pleasanton, and he lived at Blackhawk. And I went over and met John Madden. And John Madden goes like this to me. He goes, because he knew me kind of from the Raiders, and he knew me from football. And he goes, so John Madden took me around, and I became friends with John Madden. And he came on my show every single week during the football season. John Madden would come on my show on KMBR 68. And John Madden got me my job at KMBR. And really, the rest was history after that. John Madden got me into radio. In San Francisco, I was doing afternoon talk. Then I did morning drive in San Francisco. So it wasn't just Tampa. I did morning drive in San Fran for about 5 or 6 years, and I left for Tampa. I got a bigger job, and they gave me my show, and I was there 15 years. So for about 20 years, I had two jobs. I left San Fran as the morning guy, and then I left and went to Tampa and was the morning guy for 15 years. And everyone's like, Sileo lost 1,000. It's not true. I've had 5 jobs in 35 years in radio. It's not true. Sileo lost all the. That's not true, really. But still, is there a window to come out of the retirement? Yeah, I don't know about that one there. Yeah, so we hopefully what we've done is we've calmed everybody down. Oh, great job, Xander. Here, and look, I'm gonna do this on my X account. What a great job by the JAKIB guys right now. Big Sills to calm Eagle fans. To calm Eagle fans on Jalen Carter. There we go. JAKIB, because you guys make us roll. There you go. And we'll retweet that too. And we are all good. How you doing? Of course, what we do here is if something breaks, I get the guy on. Sills is thought Ben Johnson is going to flop. Sills is thought Ben Johnson was going to flop. I was sadly mistaken. He's turned that thing around real quick. They are missing his ass in Detroit too. Remember what we said, my friend? We said Detroit would take a step back because of him not being there. And they have. I think the Cowboys win tonight. I do. I think Dallas wins tonight. Oh, that's good work, guys. Really good stuff, Big Z. Yes. Yes. I've been working on John for about 3 months. Okay? Yes. Sills, if by calm down, you mean reach the place of acceptance that we stink. I've been there. I don't think you stink. I think you're wobbling. I don't think the Eagles stink. I don't think you stink. I don't. Are you better in Carolina? Yeah. Here, let me go to the NFL playoff picture here. Let me do the NFL playoff picture. Here, and you tell me if you think I'm bad-mouthing you. Do I think you can beat the Bears? Yeah. Do I think you could beat the Rams? You do. Do I think you can beat the Buccaneers? You did. Do you think you could beat Seattle? Be a great game. You think you could beat the Packers? I do. Do you think you could beat the 49ers? I do. Really what? Maybe Rams and Bears? You may never see those teams in the playoffs. I think that, hey, could the Bears get knocked out in the divisional round of the playoffs? Here's what the games would be right now. So let's take a look at that. Here's what the games would be. Rams would play the 49ers. That's an NFC West matchup that they played twice already. The next game would be Eagles and Packers. Shit, you already beat them. Then the next game would be Bucks and Seahawks. I would take Rams, Eagles, and Bucks. So that means the number 1 seed would be Chicago. Do I think Chicago versus the Bucks? I'll probably take Chicago. Then it would be Rams versus the Eagles. There's your game. You play Rams versus the Eagles, and I think if you win that divisional round, you beat the Bucks or you beat the Bears. There's no dominant team. I don't think you suck, dude. I've never said that. I just know you're not as good as you were a year ago, but to think you were going to be as good, that's a victory vote. That's that victory float you guys are walking out there on, hanging out there. Even my boy Big Z got off that thing September 4th. M. Reyes is still pulling that bitch around there on Broad Street. Hey, you want to hear something dope? I didn't have one fucking guest for today. And all of a sudden the news broke. I'm like, Jason, and I get Dr. Chao. That's that beautiful thing, man. I don't know. I just take out my stupid, look at my phone too. I got one of these dumb phones. It's so dumb. Look at this thing. It's terrible. Look at this thing. It's terrible. There's my lovely daughter, though, in Big Cells. That's on graduation day. That's my screensaver, my kid and me. How you doing? All right. Show you that I don't eat animals. Without further ado, the man, the myth. You see him, break down that story? Fuck, he had me nervous on Jalen Carter. I was watching that breakdown of Jalen Carter. I thought Jalen Carter lost an arm. I was like, wow, this is really dangerous. He had me nervous. I go, they got to get Dr. Chao on this thing here. Without further ado, hardest working man in Philadelphia. He is my friend, Big Z. Big Z.
What's up, Big Sills? How you doing, brother?
What do you make of Dr. Chao, bro?
Dr. Chao was great, but there's one problem.
Yo.
Dr. Chao and everybody's talking about us. You know, it's good for the Super Bowl repeat, right? You're going to have Carter healthier. And here I am thinking, man, I'm worried about Monday night. That's it. Because I think that sucker's a must win on Monday. And we got to get to the playoffs before we talk about winning in the playoffs. We only have 8 wins on the year right now. It's not like we're up at the 11-12 number where no matter what happens, we're in. So we know he's out Monday night. That's what we know for sure. And how much does that change that game on a team that ran for $190 last week? All right. So going to be interesting to see.
Oh, I'm leaning Chargers now. I mean,
to be honest,
the only
with you,
thing I would say,
am too.
Xander, is the injury to Herbert. How that'll affect their offense,
He's going to play. They put out a tweet of him today during your show, so you wouldn't have seen it. But they put out a tweet of him today lining up. It does look like, let me see if I could show this video. I could show this video. Hopefully the Chargers don't flag it. They won't, though.
Actually, I know their PR people. If there's any issues, let me know.
Yeah. Well, this is just a video real quick of Herbert. No audio. We don't even need audio. But watch him. He's got the thing on the hand.
Oh, yeah, he's playing.
He's playing.
He's playing.
He's playing for sure. So, it's going to be interesting to see. But I think this is a tough matchup because of it's the D. The Chargers D is really good. They play a lot of zone defense. So for a struggling offense to get going when you don't have – if they can't run the ball, I mean, this has been kind of the story. They're going to really struggle. And then you add in now to the other side, no Carter, no Lane Johnson on the offensive side, no Makuba. Sidney Brown was getting turned like was a turnstile out there the other day. So, it's going to be a challenge for sure. And the Eagles are starting to get a little bit more injured than they normally are. And that's my focus, bro. I think that's a must-win game. If the Cowboys win tonight, Monday's a must-win. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Playing the best ball in the NFC right now.
Probably the Cowboys.
Cowboys are Bears, right?
I'm going to say the Cowboys. I don't see a prolific.
I agree with you. I agree.
I don't see a prolific offense over in Chicago like I do in Dallas. I mean, Dallas, that offense is that all. I mean, that's a good offense.
Dude, George Pickens is on pace for 1,700 fucking yards.
Well, I mean, here's the thing with the game tonight. Who do you got tonight, by the way?
I got Cowboys winning that game.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys tonight too. I mean, I just don't see who's covering CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens tonight.
No way.
I mean, they had a hard time with the Packer receivers. Who's covering those two guys tonight? And then, who's better at getting their playmakers the ball, Dak Prescott or Jordan Love? I mean, it's Dak Prescott easily. So that's going to be a tough matchup for the Lions tonight, especially if they don't have Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What do you think of the year that Jalen Carter's had?
Pretty middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack.
Definitely nowhere near elite. I think at the end of the day, so we all kind of have that syndrome with the potential that you always talk about. Me included. You always tell people, I really don't want to hear the word potential because that to me isn't a good sign. And when you first used to say that, I understood what you meant, but I didn't agree because I'm like, well, Sills, not everybody's a made product, but the more I get into this, the more I realize how real that comment is because a perfect example of it is right here with Jalen Carter. How many years are we going to talk about the potential of Jalen Carter? I mean, this is year 3. This isn't year 1 or 2. It's year 3. And he's, again, not having a good season, really not impacting that many games. He's had a couple big moments, but outside of that, nothing big, nothing crazy.
Very disappointing. I mean,
I would agree.
And what I'm thinking now, so he gets these plasma injections. Is it about putting bad tape up or is it about really playing in the playoffs? I mean,
that's the line I wouldn't tote, but I understand where you're coming from. Me personally.
Okay. I'm asking a question. I'm not indicting here. I'm really not. I'm not indicting. I'm just asking, is this about contract coming up? Are you trying to tell me you don't believe that players in this league? I saw Lamar Jackson make a business decision 2 years ago when he pulled himself and he was 75% in playing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? He didn't play in the postseason. He didn't want to play because he knew he had a contract extension coming in the following year. And he said, I don't want to put and go out there. He was 75%. So my take was, wait, if you could play, fuck, man. So I don't know. I know what you're saying. You don't want to question an injury.
No, well, I think it's. I'm not trying to question the injury from like an unethical part.
I'm talking business
You're,
stuff.
you're right though. I mean, remember what you remember the other game this year Jalen Carter missed?
Yeah, the Giant game
With a heel injury.
Right.
Right. And Drew Rosenhaus was down there walking around on the field with him before that game. So, I understand what Drew's doing, but from an Eagle perspective, not a per individual player perspective, it's very likely that Drew Rosenhaus was in his ear talking to him about, different avenues to take going forward and why playing like he did last Friday is not worth it for him, especially with the contract lingering and all of those different things. Same thing with that heel injury, dude. No, we never really even got clarity on why he missed that game. He had a lingering heel injury. What does that even mean?
I'm going to say something to you here. I think he set this up. And I'm going to tell you how. 2 days ago, he told me about I'm dealing with things right now, and I'm dealing with this, and I'm dealing with that. All of a sudden, he's missing 2 games. Okay. So he knew he was. He knew because for you to get that procedure, you had to schedule that procedure.
Yeah, right.
So when he said that, he knew he was having that procedure the following day.
Well, if you remember on our post-game show, no, not on our post-game show, on Saturday, my Saturday special show with John that I did after the game, because we'd have no shows, obviously, after the game, I did a special with John. And he said something to me on the show about Jalen Carter, saying some interesting things that he didn't know what to make of, because he basically said, I'm dealing with something right now. And he
knew he
wasn't
was going to get surgery Monday.
Right. So I don't know. I mean,
I'm not saying John knew.
No, John didn't know. That's what I'm saying. John was saying he meant something by that. I don't know what it was. This is obviously what it was, but it is a little weird. I mean, it's certainly not ideal. Again, I'm more focused on the right now. I mean, I think this team has to win games right now. I think they got to stop the skid. You got already Lane Johnson out. Now you got Jalen Carter out. I mean, let's be real. This whole Fangio defense is built on him. It's built on him, and it's built on Jordan Davis in the middle. So if those two dudes aren't able to, like, perfect example. John's like, well, it's not that big of a loss in terms of he hasn't been playing that good. And I'm like, yeah, and they got ran on for 281. So are you telling me, all right, just accept that the defense is going to be that bad? And he's like, no, you can't accept that. I'm like, all right, well, if it's not that big of a loss, that's what the defense did last week to the Bears. So are they going to get gashed because the Chargers ran for 190 and they're getting Omari and Hampton back this week? So I don't know. There's a chance here that they just scheme up a run game on the Eagles and they run all over us. I don't know. Their offensive line's pretty beat up for that, but
well, now it's neutralized. I mean, who plays for Carter?
Byron Young played 38 snaps on Black Friday, and let me tell you, he was atrocious in that game. He was atrocious.
I know he was. I saw him.
By the way, Moro Joma's dealing with an injury too.
Hand?
Yep, I think it's wrist.
Wrist?
Yeah, John talked about that. Not something that he won't play through, but something that maybe could lower his quality, his reps. We could, rep in and rep out. So
you put John Campbell out there, get some reps?
Potentially. I mean, everything's got to be on the table at this point.
BG?
Maybe. You think BG lines up interior?
I mean, what's the bodies though, Xander? Like, what's your choices right now? I'm looking at your depth. Oh, is Ty Robinson going to be activated for this game? You think?
Maybe. I mean, maybe Ty Robinson, will be active. But do you really believe that Ty Robinson is going to make any sort of substantial difference? Because I don't.
He's going to get destroyed.
Yeah. So,
boy, I'll tell you what. Jim Harbaugh is going to run the fuck out of the ball. Okay? He's going to run the shit out of the football in this. All right. So let's get off of Carter for a second here. Would you make it this whole thing going on with Slay?
I think it's kind of stupid, but I guess there's some sort of business reason. I feel like a vested veteran like that should just be able to be on the market. I mean, I don't feel like they should be subjected to waivers, but I guess that has something to do with playoff teams.
Well, no, what it is after the trading
deadline. The trade deadline, right.
You have to have, it go through waivers. If it was prior to that, he would have been just released.
Yeah, I just don't get even like that. I guess there's some reason for it in terms of competitive advantage or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I kind of was hoping, at the first I was like not that sold on Slay coming back, but you kind of talked me into it where, I mean, dude, you can't, it's better than what you got. He'll be starting on Monday. So, but it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he doesn't want to go to Buffalo. He's like 35 years old. He's got a wife and kids, and he's probably like, wait a second. You want me to drive my tractor into Buffalo with 48 inches of snow on the ground? I think I'm all right. I'm gonna retire and hang up the cleats. I don't know.
He lives in Fort Lauderdale, and it's 2.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, but
did you trade for him?
You can't.
Oh, you can't.
Trade deadline's over, brother.
That's right. Can't work anything out. You're right. You can't do it.
Look at Randy. Not gonna lie, I love when Dan Sileo and the Xander guy glaze my Cowboys. We call it straight. Call a fastball, a strike, a strike. That's what you do. Cowboys playing good ball right now.
I'll say, man. You think it's the offensive line or Barkley that's been horseshit this year?
How about both? 50-50. Barkley blows and the O-line blows. I ain't going to be as nice as you either. Some dude said a little bit of you, we're coming to the realization that we stink, and you're like, I don't think you stink. Why?
Rated awful. The rest of the NFC stinks.
They're rated awful offensively. Yeah, everybody else stinks, and guess who's playing worse than all those teams you said that stink?
Okay.
The Eagles.
Yeah,
Eagles are playing worse than all the teams.
You stink so bad, you're 8-4. I know. I'm with you.
We're 4-4 in the last 8. We won 4 in the Liars month.
I got it.
We won 4 in the Liars month of September.
I know. I got it.
Which might have been fueled by the jet fuel left over from the parade that was still sitting in the back of the canister.
I think Howie got hit in the fucking head with that bottle.
Yeah.
Kind of knocked him off.
So we squeaked out 4 wins, and then all of a sudden we're a 500 squad, and Sileo thinks we're an all right team. Steven, don't tell me come on. Steven, right now we stink. We stink on offense. We stink on defense. And until they prove to us otherwise, I don't really think we have any reason to believe they're going to turn it around. Unless you're Reyes. I like that Taylor Swift reference.
Look it up. Hey, I'll go like this. Here's my NFC rankings. Rams, Bears, Seahawks, '49ers, Bucks. See, after 3, I'm in an issue here. Eagle, I'm gonna go Philly at 4. No, NFC.
Philly at 4 feels high. If the Cowboys get into the playoffs, the Cowboys are up there.
Oh wait, Dallas at 4.
Eagles go pull up the standings here. Conference. All right, Bears, Rams, Eagles, Bucks. All right, I got the Bears. No, not in order here. I'll go in order. Rams 1. Probably Packers 2. Bears 3. Cowboys 4. You think the Niners are better than the Eagles right now?
No.
You don't. And why is that?
Because they play nobody. You got to still give them the fucking.
They got 9 wins in the NFL. I hate that excuse. They played.
Wait a minute. They still got fucking the rest. You can't just dismiss who they've beaten.
Seattle's up there.
No, look. Wait a minute. Who's playing better football today? The Niners are.
Yeah, I'll say.
But who's had a better year? Philly. They've won bigger games.
A lot of September wins. People are they're gripping onto them September wins, man. Like it's their last chance at a lady. It's like we beat the Reds in September, bro. Fucking September was 4 months ago. Nobody gives a shit what you did in September. Seriously, nobody. The only thing you can't do in September is you can't do what the Cowboys did. Put yourself in the back against the wall, and they did that. So now they got to climb out of it.
I told you that Arizona game too. They lost a couple weeks ago. Is going to kill them.
Yeah.
It's an NFC game too. Yeah. So let me ask you this.
But you have the Eagles winning real quick on Monday?
No.
All right. So what do you got us in the final 5? You got us losing Monday. All right. And then you got the Raiders. That's a win. Right?
You're splitting with
Commanders. All right, that's 2-2. And now the
you
Bills
lose to
game.
the Bills.
Lose to the Bills?
Yeah.
So you got us 2-3.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got Cowboys in the final 5?
4-1.
They win the East if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I got them winning the East.
so let's see.
If that happens, Nick Sirianni should lose his job.
Nah, they can't do that, can they?
2 of the last 3 years, you took a shit on your fucking
Yeah.
self.
How Eagles-esque would it be?
Oh yeah, no,
You
totally.
collapse, win a Super Bowl, and collapse again. Ah!
1 year from the time you won the Super Bowl, you fired your coach.
Dude, there is really a curse on Philadelphia sports. There really is, dude. It really is.
Wait a minute. Let me get this right. Hurts would be considered a stiff if that happens. Sirianni would be fired.
I don't think they'd fire him. I really don't.
Of course they wouldn't. Because they can't made to be look bad. Because that's not who they are.
Dude, I know you're not a Nick guy, but if you were the owner of the team,
I would fire him.
yeah. So I can't criticize him.
Oh, I can criticize him. Oh, I'll be screaming for his job, but they won't fire him.
They should bring back Doug as the offensive coordinator next year.
He said he would right here on this guy staying.
I know, and then he was like, I don't think Nick will be afraid because his ego won't be able to take it.
Yeah, but the Eagles would never rehire him as head coach. That wouldn't go down.
Monroe thinks I'm a clone because I'm being mean to the Eagles. Monroe, don't you think we stink, dude? Have you been watching the games, Monroe? This is like my eyes bleed when I watch this team play football. It's literally brutal. It's hard to watch. I cover them for a living. I get to watch. I get paid to watch football. Think about how awesome that is. And it still makes my eyes bleed. Like, dude, this is tough. This is tough.
Hey, who was named the Walter Payton Philly guy? And did that come up? Malata? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. There he is, Mr.
They
Mr.
better
Media.
repair that image a little bit because he's another turnstile right now.
No doubt, man. A Mr. Media guy. Holy cow.
Chicago Bears, they tormented him.
Hey, man, do me a favor. Stay more in the weight room and instead of behind the mic there. You're getting that WIP fucking disease. You're starting to think you're somebody you're not. You're a football player, dude. Act like it. What do you do with Vic if this thing collapses the way we said?
I think Vic is going to make it easy. I think he's going to walk out. He's going to say, I'm retiring into the sunset. All right. Have a good
got my
one,
ring.
buddy.
I'll see you in Canton.
Yeah, right. I'll be in Canton. I got my Super Bowl ring, and you guys can deal with the fallout.
I got to tell you, my favorite Alabama Crimson Tide football player outside of Cornelius Bennett is Derrick Henry. And when I heard John McMullins this morning say that, I almost fucking jumped through the fucking screen.
You ever hear the story of Derrick Henry when he got to Bama?
Hang on, real quick. You think 1,400 yards and 5.7 yards a carry and 12 touchdowns a bad year?
No, hell no. Is that what, I didn't even look at it. I should have looked at his stats this morning when John said that. John did say that, though.
He's on pace for 1,400 yards. He's on pace for he's 32. He's 32 years old.
Well, that dude takes care of himself, dude.
And by the way, he's going to have 5.7 a carry.
Let me look.
It's 4.7. Excuse me. It's 4.7 a carry.
Oh, is he? He's got 931 already this year?
Yeah.
He's having a fine year. What the hell is John talking about? Why? Because he had 2 fumbles in a game like 8 weeks ago?
In Buffalo, yeah. The Buffalo game.
Yeah, come on, man.
Bro.
On.
Take one part.
Thank Lord, it was 2 fumbles. Shut up, dumbass.
Hey, 4 points, 5 yards a carry, 32 years old, 1,400 yards. Bad year. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, so you ever hear that story that Saban told of him when he showed up at Bama?
No, I love my wife said this about him on draft night. She went, dude, I swear to God, she went like this. They took that guy in the second round. How did that guy last to the second round? Didn't he leapfrog somebody too in like a game where he ran some? She goes, that guy's
Dude, he was insane at Bama.
She goes like this. That guy's a top 10 pick. Sure enough, man.
Yeah, your wife
You're
was right
redrafting that guy. He's a top 10 pick.
Well, when he showed up at Bama, Saban told this story on a podcast. I forget whose podcast it was. I always listen to Saban when I see him pop up on a pod or something. And apparently at practice one day, Derek had an assignment to pick up a blitz or something, and he didn't pick up the blitz, and the position coach is reaming him the fuck out, and they sent him to the sideline, and Nick goes to talk to him about it, and he goes, "Coach, I don't really know anything about this game of football. They used to just throw me the ball or pitch me back the ball in high school and tell me to run with it, and I just took it to the house every time." So he really wasn't like a football honk at all growing up. I mean, he didn't learn the game until he got to Alabama, which is pretty crazy. But I always love stories like that because it just shows you how uber gifted some of these guys are. You know what I mean? How talented they are. So pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like one thing about Ballot, and I got to be fair. I mean, this guy didn't even know how to put a helmet on, and this guy's out there, and he's fucking like one of the better offensive tackles in the game. What do you think of this Charger team, bro?
They're weird. They're a weird offensive team. Herbert's been up and down, but they're a great defensive football team. They had some key wins this year. They beat the Broncos. They beat the Chiefs. I mean, everybody tells me, "Oh, look, you beat the Rams." All right, well, they beat the best guys in their conference too. Now they got beat up pretty bad by the Colts, I think. And the Jags, which was brutal for them.
The Colts game, what was really for me, I think they beat them at their crib too.
Yeah, they are 0-2 right now in the NFC East this year. They lost to the Giants and the Commanders.
Oh, they lost to the Giants?
Yeah.
But was that when they had Scatterboo?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I actually like the Giants.
Giants have 2 wins: Eagles and the Chargers.
Wow. Holy shit, man. All right. Are you thinking Jalen Hurts has a big game on tonight?
He has to. Like, you literally, last time they lost 2 straight this year, Sills. Last time they lost 2 straight. The first game out after the 2 straight losses, Jalen had a perfect passer rating and led them to victory over the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. That's what Jalen needs to do. You're either going to put the team on your back, save the season right now, put you in a good – because if they win this game, the outlook is way different.
Way different.
Way different. You're back in control. You have a chance still to go get the 1 seed. Maybe not, but even you're in the conversation. Could have a good seed. I mean, you control your destiny. Now it's like you get to the playoffs and you're like, all right, look, win or go home, but any given Sunday we can win a game. And I have confidence this team can win any given Sunday. They lose Monday, whole different conversation. So I need Jalen to have an MVP level performance. I think it's 3 tutties. I think it's run, pass, whatever it is, 300 all-purpose yards, however you get them. I don't really care. And he needs to play mistake-free football. I mean, he needs to elevate this offense. Don't rely on Saquon Barkley. Don't rely on the offensive line because they've been untrustworthy all year. Rely on yourself. Elevate the squad. Go and get us a victory. That is what elite quarterbacks should do. Go and get us the victory. And if he doesn't, then I think his whole season is really going to come into question in terms of, how much of a net add he was for this team this year, because they're not doing well offensively. And they're reaching the time of the year where you got to win football games. And that's when the elite quarterbacks rise up. All right? Look at what Dak's doing for the Cowboys. I know nobody wants to talk about Dak. Well, he's playing damn good football on their 3-game win streak. All right? They don't beat the Chiefs without Dak Prescott balling out. They don't beat the Eagles without Dak Prescott balling out. Well, we don't beat the Chargers without Jalen Hurts balling out. So he's got to ball out on Monday.
Absolutely. By the way, we're going to read all your super chats in a minute. Please hit that like button. Because I'll tell you why this is a big week here. You ready? Going into week 14. Green Bay plays Chicago this weekend.
Yeah,
it's done. Okay? Green Bay could take Chicago out of that top seed this week. But get this, Los Angeles, they got Arizona. They're going to beat them. So they're going to regain an opportunity to get up there to that top seed. Yeah. If Philly loses, bro, you're talking about being behind you're talking about the Buccaneers moving up. If the Bucs win this weekend and the Bucs got the Saints.
And who do the Panthers
have? You know what's funny? The Panthers have an absolutely brutal they have a brutal schedule. Are they under bye? They're under bye.
Well, the Bucs are going to win that game this weekend.
That'll be tougher than you think. I don't know why, dude. That Saints-Bucks game going back to when I played, that fucking shit's always been hard.
Yeah,
Brady was under 500 against the Saints.
It's true.
Hey, do you think there's any coincidence Dennis Allen's up there in Chicago and he's the DC up there in that team and they're good on defense, man?
Yeah,
or how about this? They're not great on defense, but they're making it work on defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're just making it work. That's good coaching up there. Yeah, so look at this week, Xander. Green Bay, Chicago. If Chicago wins that game, bro, you could almost kiss the number 1 seed goodbye. Because
I'm not worried about the 1 seed.
Because if Chicago and the Rams win and you fucking lose Monday night.
Yo, I'm not thinking about the 1 seed right now. I'm not. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm not even thinking about it. It's not even in my fucking thought process.
Wait a second. So we're not talking about like being a player in the playoffs. We're talking about winning the East.
I'm talking about Monday. Like, you got to win on Monday. And if they lose on Monday, I think there's a significant chance the Cowboys would win the East and the Eagles wouldn't even make the playoffs. Can you imagine if this team didn't even make the playoffs? Don't even laugh, bro. Don't even laugh.
Oh my God.
Don't even laugh. Bro, it could happen. It's not that far-fetched. But it all comes in. If they win Monday, that conversation is completely gone.
I think tonight, though, will set the pressure gauge for Monday.
Yeah, I was about to say that. In about 5 hours, you're going to find out how much the pressure's on.
Because usually when the Eagles don't play, they benefit, right?
Yeah, but
well, if they win tonight, homie, if they win tonight, Scanner McKee.
Nah, that's not going to happen. But I think the Cowboys win tonight.
I do too.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me wonder about that game, I saw Philly Godfather put out some stats. All the public money's on Dallas. And yes, I buy into that shit. Vegas don't lose, man.
No.
All the public money is on Dallas.
Remember this. They didn't build castles in Las Vegas.
Exactly.
They lose.
So a lot of public money on Dallas. You might see a Lions win tonight, but we'll see.
Another prediction, Big Sills was right. Detroit would take steps back without their fucking coordinator and their loss in the O-line. How you doing?
You were right.
Holy cow.
I was right. You know who I was right on this year? I was spot on. Washington, Dallas, Chicago.
I didn't think Dallas would turn it around like this, though.
Dude, this was one of my bold predictions, dude. Don't you remember when we did that?
I didn't think Jerry would like win.
I put Dallas second in the East. Everybody was pissed.
I didn't think
all these chat nerds. Shut up, you're a Dallas fan. No, I'm not. I'm just fucking not dumb. Commanders fell back, easy money. Dallas elevated because Dak got help. This is simple math, folks.
This goes on forever. You make a prediction or you make a take. Well, you're not a fan of them. Fuck that. Who said I'm a fan of that? I never said I'm a fan of that.
I refuse to do shows like that. I know a lot of fans out there. They think it's like this cool thing to do to like,
no.
Well, dude, Eagle fan. Everybody else sucks.
Hey, and you know what my favorite one is? Oh, Sileo just says that to get a rise. No, you know what I say? I try to hold to my convictions when I called your fucking noodle arm quarterback 5 years ago, just that. And I've not wavered on it.
Look at Zeal. Dallas was 3-5-1 3 weeks ago. Okay, Zeal, will you grab your time machine and you jump back to 3 weeks ago, big guy? They're 6-5-1. They're second in the East, and they have a chance to unseat the defending Super Bowl champs, as predicted by your boy, Big
time machine. Oh my God, dude! Tonight they win. And you lose that game on Monday night to the Chargers.
It's going to get serious quick.
Holy shit. Half game lead. And then what's the next week? Hold on. Let me go the next week, but that would be week 15. The week 15 game would be, you'll have a half game lead going into week 15. No teams on, no buys. Dallas would have Minnesota at home. They'll win that. Who do you have? You have the Raiders. So you probably hold suit there. And then after that, you have Washington. Who do they have week 16 here? Okay. Week 16 or you play Saturday at fucking 2:00 in the afternoon. Who came up
5
with
p.m.
that?
Eastern.
Who fucking came up with 5 in the afternoon? What is
I
that?
don't know. I don't know why they did that.
I mean, Green Bay.
That must be the time for the stiffs of the league to play. They put the stiff teams that are brutal to watch on at 5 p.m.
Yeah, there's
Eastern
no
now.
college football on Saturday. The Cowboys have a tough one, though, in 16 with the Chargers.
We'll see.
That'll be a tough game for them because Herbert will probably be healthier in that left hand, and they're going to throw the ball around. Then that 17 week, man. Then get this. Dallas plays on Thursday night. There's 3 games. It's Christmas.
You know, John said something. If they did collapse to that level this year, where they only won 9 or 10 games, he did say everybody will be on the hot seat, not just the coordinator. Everybody, head coach, quarterback, coordinator, everybody will be on the hot seat, and some will get fired this year.
What about the quarterback?
What about him?
How would they perceive the quarterback if there's a meltdown like that and he wasn't able to dig them out of it?
He'll have next year still, but he'll be on the hot seat for sure. I mean, people will be looking for. I mean, not only will he have the hot seat with the owner, he'll have a hot seat with the fans.
How about this? If he goes into 26 and you had that collapse and they don't do anything in 26, the end of that, that's when you start drafting a quarterback.
Yeah, look at Twiz crying. He's like Alexander is a couch boy's nightlight. You know, Twiz, I'm starting to get a little bit of joy out of watching you guys squirm. You guys squirm when anybody talks
You haven't
about
fucking squirmed in 18 fucking years. I mean, it seems. I don't know. You guys, it's the first time this organization. No, that's not true because 23 was a nuclear. But here's this. Is this different than 23? If you melt down this,
I don't know. It's the same thing. It's a flip, though. It's offensive this year. But it's not the same thing because the defense is worse this year than the offense was in 23. And the offense isn't quite as bad as the defense was in 23. It's different.
Let's get to some of these super chats. By the way, we appreciate everybody. Jason Cole's going to join us. That'll be at the bottom of the hour.
Here's my question for you real quick on the game tonight. How do the Lions win that game if they got no Amon-Ra St. Brown, no Sam Laporta? I mean,
they don't.
I don't see
I think
it.
Dallas blows them out tonight.
Oh, God.
What do you hear this?
What if Dallas beats them fucking 34-7, 34-14?
I think they blow them out.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, dude, they're a different defensive football team with that dude on the other side. They're a completely different unit.
I said that.
I mean, they might have the best. Well, they have the best. Look, like Dexter Lawrence in New York. Shit, I'll make the comment that the Philadelphia Eagles might have the 3rd best defensive tackle group, and it might be New York and Dallas and then Philly.
I think Dallas is 1.
Dallas is 1.
Yeah, see, I'm with Devin. Too much money's on Dallas tonight. All the public money's on Dallas.
Why not?
Yeah, but dude, Vegas doesn't.
Let that guy Gibbs go for 200 yards tonight.
I know. Well, he's their only hope. I mean, he's going to have to catch the ball, run the ball. He's going to have to do everything tonight.
No, I'm on St. Brown, huh?
No, and Jameson Williams has half the amount of catches that Amon-Ra has, and their 3rd receiver's got like Jahan Dotson numbers. This guy's got like 12 catches. Because Gibbs gets so many passes. He's got like 50 catches.
You think all the bullshit in the offseason with Jalen Hurts went to his head?
What do you mean?
What did Boomer Esiason say about playing with fame?
Yeah, I think that's fair. He's your highness now. You can't tell Jalen what to do.
Yeah.
Prince Hurts, that's what you call him, right?
Yep, Prince Hurts.
Yeah, I see a little bit of that, but I don't care much about that because I think, sometimes I think that swagger is good for athletes, but in this case, it hasn't proven to be good yet. But we'll see. We'll see. I think it's gone to his head a little bit.
His Royal Hey, you know what? Get this. There's no fucking Kings in Philly, Junior. There's just football players in Philly.
Well,
Ain't none of that shit. I don't play that game there. That's what somebody goes like, somebody asked me, I swear to God, at another show. And it was something with that, with Sports Grid. They asked me, they go, Sills, what if like Philadelphia loses on Monday? I got silent and I went, yeah, that'd be 4 straight. I went like this. Yeah, I might not want to get off the airplane. Because I'll tell you what, man, you wait till they get in that building and you have the first dog shit drive going. They're going to be up with the signs and everyone's ass.
you know where the
eggs being thrown? You better watch out.
You know when it would get deafening? And I think even the biggest Jailenites on the planet Earth would even be there. If they lose, not only on Monday, but they somehow found a way to lose to the Raiders, which feels impossible. If they lost that game,
Genty goes for 280.
I think this fan base would go nuclear.
Remember what you did in 23? You lost to Arizona, and they were not very. And that was Kyler Murray coming off of the injured reserve, and he beat you. I mean, Jonathan Gannon's got to win against Nick.
3 and out says they're losing to the Raiders. There's no way, dude.
That's Hurts's new nickname, 3 and out.
I can't even dispute it. That is his nickname. Guy's the architect of the greatest 3 and out offense you've ever seen in your life.
200 million too, baby.
We're setting records for the amount of 3 and outs. And wait, the 2 records the Eagles offense has set: the most expensive offense in the history of pro football, and the most 3 and outs in the history of pro football. Something tells me those 2 things aren't supposed to go together, Sills.
And M. Reyes, they're still like, what is it? Repeat. Let's get to these supers, man. By the way,
hey, listen, they win Monday. I'll be up here feeling good.
Yes.
Because Eagles will be back in control of their destiny. If they lose Monday, we look like a free fall that we haven't caught.
Do the Cowboys have another? Yeah, they have a Giants game at the end of the year. Dallas Cowboys can finish 4-2 in the division this year. You know that?
What's that?
They're going to finish 4-2 in the division.
Yeah, Cowboys worked the NFC East this year.
Eagles will be 3-3 if they hold serve and go out. And if they split with Washington, they'll go 3-3.
Catch is right. Catch, we went from Super Bowls to just hoping we could squeak by on a Monday night and SoFi. Oh man. Oh man. James says, am I drinking? Look, he said, am I drinking? Yeah, I'm sipping booze at 5 o'clock in the middle of the
after Monday, you might be, James.
Yeah, James will be.
Let's read some of these supers, man.
I'll be sipping on a fresh glass of eggnog.
Hold on. You're drinking eggnog now?
What do you mean? I always drink eggnog at the holidays.
Okay. You put something in it?
No, not me. I just drink that shit.
Eggnog? It's like it's like Similac, man.
No, eggnog's fire. That's a terrible take by you.
No.
Wait a second. The guy who eats clams from Hooters is telling me what's gross. Steak. Hey, you stay over there, okay?
Eggnog's like
clam boy.
Eggnog's like titty milk.
Yeah, sounds great. I expect to drink a lot of titty milk in my life in the future.
Get to the fucking supers, man.
Houston, Patullo called inside zone instead of the cops. People throwing eggs. Called inside zone. Oh man, that's funny. Here's Kokorski. What up, Kokorski? We lose to the Raiders. Pat and Sirianni will be fired. Who's Pat?
Who's Pat? Yeah, who's Pat?
Come
on, Kyle.
Patullo.
There you go.
Brandon Lewis. Sirianni and MJ Hurts are walking the plank at 26 if we collapse. Jeffrey Lurie don't give a shit. I agree, Brandon.
He'll have a brand new yacht, and they'll put those dudes on the plank, and they'll be walking in the French Riviera off the planks, man. How you doing? Be hot. Oh, by the way, Tuesday, Angelo Cataldi said, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So he's assuming they're losing on Monday.
Christopher says, remember, he predicted 10 wins. Christopher Michael, if we don't make the playoffs, does the whole staff walk? What do you mean walk? You think they're getting jobs somewhere else?
Walk. Good luck. Good to see you later, especially that offensive staff. Every one of them fuckers can walk out the building.
Here's Corporate Pump. What up, Pump? We losing out, fellas. Sorry for your feelings, Jalen Knights. Hershey Squirts is not him. And our team is stupid, leaving a generational talent on the bench. Wow.
Scanner McKay.
Scanner. Scanner.
The Mormon Hammer.
I put up a poll. I put up a poll on the YouTube channel last night. Do you want to see Tanner McKee in this? You should have seen the comments. This rage bait poll. Fuck you. This poll is crazy. The disrespect to QB1. I'm like, shut up, you cisbots. Oh my gosh. Here's Rizlo. Monday they need to alternate the run game and the alternate backs. I agree with that.
Yeah. Oh wait. So you want to see Tank get a lot more carries?
I just want to see a variation. Like you look
5?
at a lot of teams.
Something like that.
You look at a lot of teams across the league, dude, and you see a lot of multi-back set. Yeah. I mean, even the Chargers do the same thing.
Yeah.
I just like to get it. I'm not saying bench Saquon. I'm saying give a different look. Keep the defense on its toes. Do some different things to get it going. You got to do something. It's awful.
Agreed.
Here's Walkout. What up, Bill? Xander is right. It's all on Jalen. Both of you guys are great. I love a super chat that says I'm right. I mean, what can I say?
Hey, you know what I love? What has happened now with Jacob? Even when before, when I had a platform, anytime that I ask people to come on our program when we need something, when breaking news comes, I almost had Philip. I think I'm getting Philip Rivers on Monday.
Oh, that'd be great. He is one of the greatest.
Now, wait a minute. He loves Nick.
That's okay. I'm all right with that, bro.
He told me flat out. He goes, "I know."
Who do you think's a bigger impact on the Eagles' success? Nick Sirianni or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
All right.
I don't think that guy has any impact.
Philip Rivers is a Catholic icon. Guy's got like 10 kids.
Never swears, and you would swear he's undressing you. He's
Proud
one of the
Catholic.
greatest.
I freaking love Philip Rivers.
I do too, man.
I freaking love Philip Rivers.
Bro,
right?
I was great friends with him when I covered the Chargers. Oh, man, he would come on my show all the time.
I need to stop swearing. You turned me into a swear monster.
I got John going now after people.
I know. I mean, Aunt Betty must be pissed.
Please don't say that, because now my aunt's going to give me a ton of shit.
Aunt Betty, I am saying it. I mean, even in my own household, my mom's like, your mouth. I got to watch it here. Okay. I got a comment the other day. Your show would grow quicker if you didn't curse. I'm like, shit. All right, I'll try and stop cursing.
Now my wife and my aunt are going to talk shit to me going, I told you.
You deserve you deserve an earful of shit talk. Here's Tyler. There is no info on Nick Sirianni's contract for a reason. Good take, Tyler.
That's right. There's not.
It's a good take.
He's a $12 million a year guy. He makes less than Lane Kiffin.
Sean says you curse. Swearing is different. What's the difference, Sills?
I think there's filthy swearing. And I think there's cool swearing. I do think there's the levels of it.
All right, there's levels.
I think calling somebody an asshole is all right. I think using filthy language, like, words that kind of like women's body.
That are out of bounds.
I think that's. See, there's levels. I'm at DEFCON 3. I don't really go to DEFCON 5 swearing. So make sure anytime somebody gives you that bullshit again, just go to, you don't want to see me go DEFCON 5 swearing.
You don't want to see me do DEFCON 5, Sileo says. That's funny. In all seriousness, I got to tone it back here, folks. Here's Pumper. What up, Pump? We need to locate that effer, that decked Howie with the beer can. That MFer ruined our dynasty.
Yay. Down and to the right. The guy was like the Lee Harvey Oswald of Philly fans. He's a sniper.
Man.
Let me
Pumper,
guess.
You're right, bro. They ruined the dynasty by tossing a beer can at his head.
No shit. He went shopping at Temu after he got hit with. Hey, by the way, You got to give John the ultimate line of the fucking year.
Yes, it was.
I don't care. Is John McMullen saying that they went Temu shopping?
And risk averse. John was saying that since a year ago. Risk averse. Now everybody uses it.
How did John walk into that building without them giving him shit?
Oh, they give him shit. He just tells them to screw off.
Good for him.
Oh, he does more than people think. Jim, I think we got this. I'll read it one more time. Sills, I thought Ben Johnson was going to flop. I was sadly mistaken. He's turned that thing around real quick. They are missing his ass in Detroit, too.
They sure are. I mean, they are without a doubt missing that.
All right, a couple more here. John says, Washington still has a chance if the Eagles lose. Nah, they don't. They're out, right?
I think's done. Yeah, they're done. They got seven losses, right?
Yeah, they're
like
cooked.
7-8 losses. That thing's done. Yeah,
they're cooked. Here's William. What's up, William? If I see another effing inside zone with Barkley, William, I can guarantee not many things in life. One thing I can guarantee is
you're going to see about 5 or 6 zone runs come Monday night.
I can guarantee that. Here's Zeal. If anyone finds the Morristown juvenile delinquents, I got a house for them in State College. Zeal, come on, man. You shouldn't be encouraging those type of acts. That's foolish to me.
You lose, Xander. You lose to the Chargers on Monday.
Yeah, a lot more than eggs going.
I just went like this. I swear to you on the show. They go, damn. What do you think if the Chargers lose this game on Monday? And I went like this. I picked my Coke can up and I went. He goes, anything? I go, no. I'm not me. I'm not saying anything. I'll tell you what, man. You fans in Philly are unforgiving, and you have quick memory loss.
Hey, the fans of Philly are a little different.
I think it's cool though that you have a standard, though.
Yeah, I think it's a little different than it was when I remember growing up. I never seen Buttercup fans with a boyfriend for a player like Jalen Hurts. I've never seen.
I hate that. I do.
I mean, Ben Simmons. Everybody loved Ben Simmons. They turned on Ben Simmons. It took a day to turn on Ben Simmons. Guy didn't make a pass in a playoff game. I mean, they protect Jalen Hurts like I've never seen them protect Jalen Hurts. I've never seen anything like it.
When I
don't recall. Like, you guys would have to tell me. I was younger. Did they protect Donovan like this? Like I don't remember that. I thought people were hard on Donovan.
Can I tell you why I think Philadelphia Eagle fans gave Donovan a pass? Because they blamed T.O. for everything.
He was here for 1 year.
Still, they blamed T.O. for everything. Shit, the way they blamed T.O., they made it sound like he played here 5 years. Donovan got a pass because T.O. was such a dick.
All right, here's another question for you. Cunningham was protected, but probably rightfully so. He was a fucking baller.
But, yeah, and they had no help on the offensive line.
All right, if you took this era and this Eagle since Nick and Jalen have been here, and you had Donovan McNabb as your quarterback, how much more or less winning would they do? And would they have a Super Bowl like they have right now with Jalen?
They would do less winning. And here's why. McNabb would not take the direction of the organization to just run the ball. McNabb would take that as an insult, and he would want to throw the ball, and he would throw the ball in harm's way. Donovan McNabb is by far a better talent than Jalen Hurts. But you know what he's not? He's not a team player. He's not going to play in a team system. He just doesn't believe. He thinks everything is about him and not the team. That's the one thing that Jalen Hurts does. One of the things that he does well is that he plays within the confines of the unit. Because let me tell you, Xander, as much as I criticize him, you know the one thing he's doing? He's doing what the coaches want him to do. Coaches don't want him to throw the ball a lot. He has a problem.
I think some of it's on him, too. I think he's become real risk-averse himself.
Well, yeah. Well, that is the coach not risk-averse?
Well, he is, but I don't know. I think it's fair. I think it's fair perspective.
Look,
what I don't agree on is that they would lose more. Like, I don't understand this thought process because John has it, too, of like, if we can get A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith the ball more frequently and more easily, we would lose more. I don't know why. Why?
He had Andy Reid, and why didn't he win?
Dude, he was throwing to James fucking Thrash.
Well, who's fucking Mahomes throwing to? I mean,
I think
Mahomes, was
Rasheed
it
Rice is a
Juju
little
Smith-Schuster?
Rasheed Rice is not bad.
Okay. I didn't really think what's his name? Jackson wasn't bad. I didn't think that you think Deshaun Jackson.
I have a hard time saying Donovan.
Hey, dude, I don't like McNabb at all. I think he's a loser. I think he has a mentality that's not winner. I didn't like the thing he did with Deshaun Jackson at the Pro Bowl. You know,
Yeah.
I hated that. And Deshaun Jackson brought that up numerous times. I just think that, guess what? Is he a more talented? He's way more skilled. The most talented quarterback you've ever had in your organization is Randall.
Yeah, definitely Randall.
Then it goes McNabb. And
I don't know. What about Vic?
then you go Vic.
Vic was crazy talented.
By the way, I would say this to you. I think Nick Foles is more talented as a skill set quarterback in the pocket than Jalen Hurts ever was.
Well, I mean, you said
I'm talking about throwing the ball.
Yeah, you're talking about pocket. I mean, look at the pocket. I mean, we've been watching Jalen as our starting quarterback. What is this? Year 5 as a starter, right?
Yeah, 6 in the league, 5 as a starter.
5 as a starter. And this isn't to knock Jalen. It's just to point out skill sets. I don't know if I've ever seen him climb the pocket like Drake May has climbed the pocket in year 2. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Or Foles.
I mean, Drake May play in and play out is climbing the pocket, throwing a Foles. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Jalen's not a pocket guy. Clearly.
No.
He struggles to be relaxed in the pocket.
He doesn't really look downfield. Did you
Look at this. Oh man. Oh, money line.
Is that how you heard that?
That's exactly what I said. Exactly what I said.
Oh my God. No, but to your point, you watch Drake May and even watch Nick Foles. These guys are looking downfield constantly, but what are they looking? They're not looking at the numbers. They're looking in the center of the field. In my opinion, you know what a true quarterback, you have a true quarterback? He threatens the middle of the field, not the corners. Jalen doesn't threaten the middle of the field. The only time he threatens the middle of the field is with his legs. He never threatens the middle of the field.
He doesn't want to do that anymore.
No, he doesn't want to do it. Well, now, if you're not going to do that, now what you are is a wildcat quarterback.
Why does Jalen want to stop running? I don't even understand it.
Because he wants to be perceived as the rest of these guys like Burrow and these guys.
Yeah, well, that ain't happening.
Hey, wait a minute. I got one for you. Did you see this week on the rankings by CBS quarterbacks?
No.
Here's what CBS said. They got Drake May 1. They got Stafford 2. To your fucking stupid point, they got Jordan Love 3rd. Okay? They got Dak 4th.
Jordan Love playing lights out right now.
I get it, I guess. They got Dak 4th. Allen 5th. Goff 6th. Burrow 7. Hurts 8. Mahomes 9. Brock Purdy 10. Darnold 11. Herbert 12. Jackson 13. Baker 14. Bo Nix 15. Caleb Williams 16. Stroud 17. Jones 18.
Where was Jalen?
9th. 8th.
Boulevard, I don't believe in him, but he's playing good right now. All right, let me give you my real quick. I know we did our list yesterday, but this list is different than this list, what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Who are your top 5 talent quarterbacks? Not this year, like we've been doing this year. Who are your top 5 talent quarterbacks right now in the National Football League? I got my 5.
Okay, let me write them down. There.
You want me to give you mine or you want to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got Stafford. This isn't in order. It's just my top 5. Stafford, Dak, Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow.
Okay. Say them again.
Stafford, Dak, Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow.
That's mine.
Honorable mention for me, if you're going strictly pocket, would be probably Drake May, but it's too early for me to put him up there.
Well, if we're going talent, I'm going Lamar as my guy.
Yeah, Lamar to me is a little bit freaking I
Losing it?
don't know, man. He's wobbly as a passer. He is really inconsistent as a passer. He overshoots guys.
4K last year.
I
40
know, but he
touchdowns.
misses dudes all the time, dude.
I'm starting to wobble on him too.
Yeah, I'm wobbling a little bit on him.
Jalen threads the cheerleaders with his inaccurate outside go balls.
Oh, man. Yeah, he has had a couple go balls this year that have been like way out of bounds. I'm like, what is that?
Hey.
If it wasn't for Devontae Smith's ball tracking ability, I don't know, man.
Hey, do you think the fan base is starting to turn on Jalen?
No. I think they're still Jalenites. I don't care, though. I'm always going to come up here and speak my mind. At least you know where I stand. I don't lie to you. All right? I'm wobbling on Jalen. Prove it. Play better. Just play better. I'll shut up.
That's right. That's right. Just play better.
Dude, we're wasting a rare opportunity. We've never had rosters like this in Philly. And we're just all like accepting that we have one of the worst offenses in the league because we're 8-4. It's like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You ever heard Saban after a win and he goes, if you want to be happy about the result, you can be happy about the result. I don't care about the result. I care about the process. We won the game. We did not defeat our opponent. We have yet to defeat a single football team yet this year. We win games. We don't defeat anybody.
What's this here? Hang on.
We squeak by.
They're going from 90% Jalen to like 50. I think people are starting to go here. I even wrote this down here. I think people are starting to do this on him. Wow, he does have limitations. It's taken them some time. I every time I tune on WIP, I'm starting to hear that now. Man, there's limitations with the guys. You're starting to see it. The running game is now exposing it a little more.
We've been legitimately saying this for 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah, but but they're catching up. Well, here's what's happened. I've been saying it for 5 years. You've been watching him, and I love what you're doing too. When the guy's playing well, you give him kudos. When the guy's playing bad, you give him shit. Well, if you start adding shit weeks up, all of a sudden you're in a 3-game losing streak here, bro. I mean, the NFL is a week-to-week league. There is no set standard. Look at where you were after the Giant game. Everyone was like this. Hey, the defense looks good. Running game looks like it's back. Now here we are going like this. Fuck, I don't want to talk about winning the NFC East. I want to win Monday night. Right? Dude.
Absolutely.
Everyone always thinks that a sports take is in cement. There's nothing in the NFL in cement.
Well, it's time to deliver. The rent is due, Mr. Hurts.
It's time to pay rent.
Yeah, rent is due.
Rent is fucking due.
That's what I said. He's got to play like an elite player on Monday, or I'm gonna be, I'll be getting more hate mail next week.
Tell you what, that guy throws 3 picks on Monday night.
He's not doing that. He doesn't push the ball enough to throw 3 picks.
You start fucking turning that ball over, Junior, like he did the first 4 games of the year a year ago, because they need him to throw the ball Monday night.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
You have to throw the ball Monday night, my friend. You've got to throw the ball.
Nick Sirianni teased some changes coming.
What?
I knew Sileo was going to hate that.
I saw that.
It's not in my best interest to tell you what those changes are, though. That's what I'm looking to say.
I know. I wrote, get this. I got the 3 things he said, and I stopped. I just stopped. I listened to it. I'm listening to him, and I'm going like, you could tell, by the way, too, he's getting aggravated going on that WIP show because they're asking him, Sirianni.
He says the same bullshit every time he talks.
Yeah, and they're not teeing him up like they did before. They're not. I think everybody's starting to do this now. Hey, Nick, are you a problem solver or not? This is another year. This is 2 and 3 years we got problems on the team, and all you give me is this. Changes are coming. Well, what the fuck? Where are we going here? You made 1 change, offensive guard, right guard. The rest of the unit's back.
How much different would Sirianni's career look if he just had a different – what would his – I guess it's impossible to know this. It's just a hypothetical. But It's hard to gauge because, like, how much differently would we think of Sirianni if he had a different style of quarterback?
Way
Like,
different.
he's not a volume passer.
If he had
And
Rivers,
he's an off-script guy, so it's hard to build an
Bro,
offense around him.
he was fabulous with Rivers, Sirianni. He was fabulous. Send Jason Cole that link again, will you?
I sent it to him. What the fuck?
Dude, the fucking old guys, you know, me, them guys. Just send that shit, man. Yeah. let me send a text.
I just sent it again.
All right.
All right, let me get out of here, dude. You're getting all these Eagle fans mad at me. You always get this line of questioning going on that you make me speak the truth, and you know.
I know. Don't let the truth set you free or anything like that.
I love the truth. I'll always seek the truth. Jim says,
do you now see what I'm talking about? That controversy is truth.
Well, some areas, yeah, for sure. Not every area.
Yeah, I'm looking for some help. Hey, I knew like I listened to you and John talking. I'm like, did the guy lose an arm? I go, let me get Dr. Chao on here.
Dude, you're acting like it's all good. Where he's out Monday night. We got to win Monday night.
I thought the guy lost a fucking arm.
I was like buttering him up, dude. He's out Monday.
He took two female injections.
He's out on Monday.
He took 2 female injection shots for his shoulders on Monday. And now we're sitting here. He took female M-Reyes shots.
All right, let me get out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Later. By the way, real quick before you go. So everyone, Daner gave me shit. He goes, listen, people love oh yeah, I forgot. You talked shit on the fact that you thought he was driving a Kia.
I didn't say that. That said that. I know my cars. I knew that was a Mercedes the second I saw the seat over the head. All right. Don't say that to me. The chat thought it was a Kia.
And I was like, my guy's not driving a fucking Kia.
No, I know that. All right, so let me get out of here, dude.
You got it, man. And so Xander goes like this. Appreciate you, brother. Xander goes, dude, people in Philly, man, they love Jason Cole. And I'm like, yeah, I've been putting him on the Tampa show. So he was kind enough to give me a couple minutes here. So let's do it. The man, the myth, the legend, the man who drives a Kia, my friend Jason Cole.
Miata. I thought it was a Miata last time.
A Miata. That's what it was. I thought it was a freaking Miata, man. No, they did. I did, and I'm like, Jason,
I know. Yeah, they had to see the propeller. That's okay. They had to see it. Yeah, it's still here.
Hey, Jace. Okay, you keep telling me every week. Philadelphia Eagles and the rest of the group. Are you wobbling off that a little bit of what you've seen with the Bears?
Well, not with the Bears. I mean, after the Bears game, yes. Yeah. Not because of the Bears, even though they're having a great season. So give Ben Johnson a lot of credit, and Caleb Williams come along really fast. Yeah, I'm wobbling on it. I mean, you can't continue to lose and be the best team in the league, and you can't have Jalen Carter get hurt now and have to have surgery, and that make you one of the best teams in the league. You know, that's one of your best players. So, you know, those are 2 big knocks against them. So, yeah, they've fallen off that place. The thing about it is that look around the NFC, and there's nobody that I really believe in overwhelmingly. So can they get back up there with a good 4 or 5 game stretch? Absolutely. Right. But as of right now, no, they're teetering and they haven't gotten healthy. The offensive line's still a problem. So, you know, it's not where it needs to be.
How about this, Jace? If tonight the Cowboys win, follow me here. They win tonight. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Lions tonight, and the Eagles lose on Monday night to the Chargers. The Eagles only have a half game lead in the East.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, have you been surprised by Dallas and what Dallas has done ever since that trade? I mean, Dak Prescott's playing MVP football. Have you been surprised by the Cowboys?
A little bit, but we've seen this show before, right? I mean, for 30 years, we've seen them. They win 2 or 3 games in a row, and all of a sudden they're printing Super Bowl tickets, right?
Yes.
I mean, right? Like, it's like, And Jerry comes out after, oh, well, we're starting to look at hotels for the Super Bowl because we got to have half play, because we won 2 games in a row and we beat Philadelphia and we're going straight to the Super Bowl. Don't you know that? That's what we're doing. So I had Steven, I said, Steven, you just got to go look at some hotels. Make sure we're covered a lot. We got to be in LA, baby. We got to be big. We got to get the Cowboy bus to LA and be all over Los Angeles like that. That's what we're doing because we're just printing tickets right now. Everybody buy them Super Bowl tickets. How about them Cowboys? I mean, we've done this so many times over the last 30 years. It's like, you got to prove it to me. And 2 or 3 games doesn't do enough. Do they have good players? Of course they have good players. Dak Prescott is a good player. Is he great? I don't think he's great, but he's good. And he can get, it's sort of like everybody early in the season was talking about Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield, like, oh, MVP. And then all of a sudden it cools down. Well, Dak Prescott is one of the guys that people are not talking about. Drake May, people are talking about him. He deserves to be in that conversation right now. And Pickens is playing for a contract. Everybody can see it, and Quinnen Williams, good player. They made a good trade, to get Quinnen Williams. I still think I like Micah Parsons better, but that's a heck of a player in Quinnen Williams and some of the other guys that they've gotten. So they're good. Do I trust them to be great? No, absolutely not.
Okay, well then here, Bears or Cowboys, who do you trust more?
I trust the Bears more, and I'm really hesitant to say that because I think Dak is a proven commodity, and I still don't know what Caleb Williams is. But I like Ben Johnson better than I like Brian Schottenheimer. And I know the player should be more significant than the coach, but I just I like the attitude that they have. I like the way that they're playing. And I come back to this. Anytime you have George Pickens on your team, you're just waiting for the nuclear meltdown.
Huh.
Like it's 3 Mile Island, just right around the corner, man.
He's having a great year, man. I mean,
because he's a great player. He is a great football player. He is a knucklehead, and he's been a knucklehead from the time that he was at Georgia. But he's got it together right now, and he's playing for the contract.
We said this before. He's still George Pickens.
He's still George Pickens. He can blow up anytime. He is nitroglycerin right now.
Okay, I'm going to ask you: is it time? I want you to. I'm so happy that I'm looking at you when I'm asking this question because I didn't get a good sense of this a little bit earlier. This thing with the Steelers and Mike Tomlin, do you think he's back next year in 26? Or do you think that he's in the media booth or doing something different? Or do you think the Rooneys will do something different? I mean, I don't think the Rooneys want to do anything different. That's not their makeup. That's not who they are. They don't believe in that stuff. Does it get to a point? Even Don Shula left the Dolphins or he was forced out. I know Shula was forced out. I'm not saying you're going to force him out, but I mean, he's been there 18 years.
Yeah, yes. I think that overwhelmingly I would bet for him to be back. But there's a point at which you guys start to win. Or if he's going to come back, there has to be a plan. Like if I'm Art Rooney, I have to have a heart with him and say, look, Mike, I want to keep you. But I know what's the plan? What is the plan for us to break out of this malaise that we're in? What kind of quarterback are we going to get? What are we going to... And the fortunate part is Art Rooney knows enough about football that he can hear that plan and he can say, either I believe it or I don't. And depending on what that plan is, and, the general manager, Omar Khan's got to be part of the conversation too. But you got to say to yourself, how are we getting back? Now, also remember, they went a lot of years between when they were great in the 70s and when they were finally great again with Roethlisberger. Okay?
The last couple of years with Noel was not good. In the first few years with Cowher, and that transition wasn't good. You're right. I mean, they got to a Super Bowl with Neil O'Donnell.
Yeah, they got to a Super Bowl with Neil O'Donnell, but it wasn't a very good team. I mean,
No.
so and that was in the 90s. So they waited about 16 years or 15
Yeah,
years
yeah.
between Super Bowls, and then they had to wait another, what was it, 8 or 9. So they've gone through some, they have gone through some, um, I don't know, they've gone through long stretches where they have not been great, and they've tried very hard to keep the consistency of the organization. And I think that Art Rooney is going to do everything in his power to make sure of that, because I think he wants to keep the structure where the coach has that kind of gravitas.
2 last questions. San Francisco, one of the best jobs of coaching, maybe. I mean, they didn't have Purdy all year. They lost Warner. They didn't have Nick Bosa. There they are, 9-4 with a shot. They could be also a team that could eventually maybe get the home field advantage. I mean, I'm not saying they're better than like the Rams, or I'm not even sure they're better than Seattle. However, there they are at 9-4, and they're just creeping around. Not a bad coaching job, or do you think different?
No, I think the coaching job is fine. I think that, like they're making chicken salad out of chicken crap. Okay, they are. They really are. But they do have some very significant players. Mac Jones. They got a lot of mileage out of Mac Jones, but they played. Look at those wins.
I know. Last place schedule.
Well, it's even worse than that. I mean, I don't believe. Again, we've talked about this before. I don't believe a lot in last place versus first place schedule, because this is the NFL and everybody's good. But there are times where you have to look at it and say, those are not the toughest teams in the world that you have taken advantage of. There's no question about that. That's rough. And so, yeah, I think San Francisco is a team that might sneak into the playoffs and probably loses in the first round to a good team.
Final question for you. If you were a Hall of Famer or a Hall of Fame voter, which you are.
Yes.
What do you think had more significance in the building of the dynasty? Bob Kraft or Bill Belichick? And by the way, both men are on the Hall of Fame ballot. I was just curious. I mean, who would you think had more?
That's Belichick.
Well, wait, let me point something out to you. Prior to Belichick getting there, Kraft did get to a Super Bowl with Parcells, and they did win an AFC championship when he
and Belichick on the staff.
Okay, well, he was like an assistant because he had just been fired from Cleveland. Okay. All right. And so now all of a sudden, here they are, the number 1 seed again. And they're the number 1 seed. It only took them 3 crappy years of football. This guy's been a hell of an owner.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been a hell of an owner. Jerry Jones is nothing on this guy except for the business and the PT Barnum, as you always say, on what he brought. But as an owner, can you dispute the record of Kraft?
No, that's why I think you should get in the Hall of Fame. But if you're asking, you're asking a different question.
Can both go in?
Yeah, they can both go in. And I think there's a chance. I mean, the math, just so people understand the math.
The math, right. That's because of new math.
All right, there's math on this. There's 5 guys on the ballot in that separate category. It's Belichick and Kraft, and then there's 3 senior candidates. Those guys are Roger Craig, Ken Anderson, and Elsie Greenwood. So, and I, we could get in a long discussion about those guys, but just for now, just understand the math. You have 5 guys. There's 50 voters. Each of the 50 voters gets 3 votes. So we can vote for 3 out of those 5 guys. Each one of those guys has to get at least 40 votes, right?
Yeah.
To get in, you have to get 80%. Last year, only 1 guy got in. That was Sterling Sharp. So just do the math. You got 3 times 50 voters with 3 votes each. That's 150 votes. If Belichick gets 40, then you only have 110 left for the rest of the 4 guys, right? You'd start doing math. I mean, that's 27 and a half votes each, right?
Why don't you get votes per guy?
I didn't create the system, okay? Look, it's the Hall of Fame's system, okay? I live with the system. I didn't come up with it. I don't particularly like it, but I understand what they're trying to achieve. They're trying to make.
If I run out of votes, I don't get in.
Well, that's basically. I mean, you can't. Like the most you're going to get probably is 2 guys. It'd be extremely lucky to get 3 guys in.
Yeah, I think you're getting 2 guys,
Maybe,
3.
maybe. And I do believe that Belichick and Kraft are overwhelming. I like the other players, but I think that they're all really good players.
Breeze is getting in.
Who?
Breeze.
Well, yeah, but that's not a different. That's a separate ballot. That's a separate operation. That's separate math. Okay.
Yeah.
This is just these 5 guys,
Yeah.
and we can vote for up to 3 of those 5 guys.
Yeah.
So again, it's 150. And think about it this way: if Belichick gets 50 votes, which I don't think is going to happen, because there are enough people who don't like him who won't vote for him. But say he gets 50 or he gets 45, every vote he gets above 40 it takes away from the chances of the other guys.
That's crazy.
It's really hard. Okay, it's really hard to do it this way. Look, I want to talk. I brought it up last year in the meeting. I disagree with it, but I have to live with it, and it's not my rules. It's the Hall of Fame, and they did this for a very specific reason, which is they got a lot of blowback from people saying it was getting too easy to get into the Hall of Fame. All right, that's from guys who are already in. Look, if you talk to any number of guys who are already in the Hall of Fame, guess what? They want less guys in their club because it makes them feel like they're that way. Okay. And I understand it, but I think it's a little
It's boys club.
It's just the way it is. Look, when you think you're great and you think you're that special and you get to be a little bit more pompous than you already were. And I'm a pompous guy, so I know, okay? I know from what I speak. I'm not pompous as my football playing ability because I couldn't play to save my ass. Okay, not like this. But the guys get very possessive about it and very protective of it, and I get that, and they should be to a certain degree. I think that the other thing is that the Hall of Fame, and we talked about this a couple of times, back in, I think, 2020 or 2021, they had a special blue ribbon panel where they put 20 old-timers in, and old-timers and coaches and league executives, and that's when they got Paul Tagliabue in, and that's when they got Jimmy Johnson in, who I think deserved it, and they put Bill Cowher in, who I didn't think deserved it,
I
right?
agree.
Okay, so that was among 20 guys, and all of a sudden you just had this really big crowd of guys who got into the Hall of Fame all in one year, and that set off a lot of those guys who were already in, and justifiably so. But the answer has been to make it too hard on the current process for the guys who are on the ballot. So we made it too difficult to get into the Hall of Fame now. I think that there's going to be, I would think that there's going to be changes in the next year or two. I don't have any information in that regard. I just have an opinion in that regard.
Bill Cowher over Mike Holmgren and Mike Shanahan. I don't see that. I mean, what are you trying to do? What do you want me to start swearing? You want me to start? You want to set me off? No,
you just want to get me angry. You just want to piss me off. Hey, how about Shanahan and Holmgren? Shanahan and Holmgren. How about Tom Coughlin?
I don't know.
Tom Coughlin's more qualified than Bill Cowher. Because think about this, and it was a great point that somebody brought up when we were having the discussion, because I'm on the coaches committee. So we were discussing 9 guys, including the 2 guys you just talked about, Belichick, Coughlin, and some other guys. We were talking about all of them. But it was a great point that was made, which was, hey, look, if you don't put Eli Manning in the Hall of Fame, I understand it. But who else, from those Giants teams, aside from Mike Strahan, who was there for the first one, okay, not there for the second one, but there for the first one, who else from a 2-time Super Bowl team in a 5-year period of time is going to make it in, right?
Tiki ain't making nothing.
Tiki wasn't on either one of those teams.
He wasn't on any one of those. That's right. No one.
Right. So if you don't think Eli belongs, and none of those other guys who were players,
He
well
won a
then
Super Bowl with no Hall of Fame guys.
won two.
With no Hall of Fame players.
Well, yeah. So somebody should go in, and that guy, somebody is probably Coughlin. There's a good argument for Coughlin. Now, I do believe there's a place for Eli. I just don't think it's going to happen anytime soon.
Wow.
I think it's going to take a long, long time.
That's
but
a great debate on Coughlin.
Yeah, like who's more responsible between Eli and Coughlin?
Oh,
and I would argue that I would argue that it's Coughlin, even more so than Eli.
Parcells had numerous. I mean, Carson was on that team. Taylor was on that team.
Yes.
I mean, you can make an argument for O.J. Anderson eventually one day getting in on the veterans thing. I mean, there were so many good football players on that football team, man. I mean, plus you had Belichick. Plus you had Belichick that's sitting there.
Right, your coaching staff is Parcells with Belichick. I mean, who's look, I don't know if people are going to hold it against Belichick, the whole cheating thing. I have no idea. I doubt it. I think he's going to get in, and some people are going to grumble, but he'll get in. But God, I mean, he's an overwhelming case. It's not. Yeah, it's
8 rings.
Yeah, it's like enough.
I know.
It's 8. It's 8 rings. It's what 11 appearances in the Super Bowl or 12.
Jason, here's the other one. Okay, do you think there's a coincidence he coached the greatest offensive player in Brady and the greatest defensive player and Lawrence Taylor of all time? I mean, I don't think that's a coincidence. That plus the rings, plus the hardware, plus the playoff 35 wins. I mean, come on, man. What are we talking about here?
I think he's getting in and just going to walk in, and we're not going to. But there's going to be some discussion. I know that there's some people out there who are like, he could wait for a year. It's like, no, let's not make people wait for a year. Let's get off our high horse and recognize some. Yes, did he have some transgressions that are not so great? Sure, but I'll tell you this, and I'm not accusing everybody of it. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of guys out there who push the rules about as far as you possibly can.
Al Davis.
Oh, Al Davis is the king of it. My favorite Al Davis story of all time was after a game. There's a reporter goes up to Lance Allworth, and goes, Lance, what's your favorite pass route to run, and how do you like to run it? And tell me all about it. Guy, this is a reporter. Sid Gilman yells at the reporter, Al, stop talking to my player. Yeah, because Al was pretending to be a reporter trying to get information. Al cheated any way he could.
Absolutely, man. And
yeah, Amy Trask has that great story. Don Shula used to yell at the lights in the locker room. I know, Al, I know you're spying on us. I know it. He'd scream at the light fixtures. And Amy would go, yeah, you know what Al would say? They weren't in the light fixtures. Right. Like, I mean, that's part of the glory of the game. The fun of the game is, and I'm not saying cheating's a good thing, but don't tell me that like Bill Belichick is the first guy to ever push the rules.
No,
come on.
Of course not. No way. Jace, I love you, brother. Thank you so much. We'll do that next week with our friend, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Later on. Be good.
You got it. My friend Jason Cole. All right. I got to pay some bills here. Big Sales here with Morgan & Morgan, the #1 injury law firm in all of America for a reason, my friends. It is because they win. Thousands of attorneys from coast to coast. Make sure you and your family are well represented if you've ever been injured on the job. I promise you this, folks. They don't get paid unless you win. Simple as that. Go to forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. That's forthepeople.com/big sales or pound law 529. And do me a favor. You tell them Big Sales sent you.
There's a reason the flappy, flaily, inflatable tube man dominated the dance-off.
Throw the money in the air. Throw the money in the air. Make it rain, count it up, put it there.
Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm. Injured? With over $25 billion recovered for our clients, there's a reason to go big.
Ooh,
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Ignite your nights with free live entertainment daily, only at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia's Center Bar. 7 days a week, enjoy some of the region's top party bands, performers, and DJs as they take the stage in the heart of the casino action. Great cocktails, live music, and lively moments. It's all happening at Center Bar at Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit livecasinophilly.com for more details and the complete list of upcoming events. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Welcome to the Jet Setters and the High Rollers, to the Shot Takers and the Tastemakers. Welcome to the Viewfinders, the Thrill Seekers, and the Night Owls. Welcome to everything you could possibly want on one 5-mile island. Welcome to the Wildwoods. Book your stay today.
In our hometown, we all look out for each other. We go the extra mile to lend a helping hand. We step up to keep our communities going strong. And at Independence Blue Cross, we're here to keep you going strong. We've been deeply rooted in our communities for more than 85 years. And that connection to members has earned us our spot as the #1 health insurer in the region. So while you look out for your neighbors, know IBX is always looking out for you.
Your gut says Miami is going to win and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on Sports Grid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on Sports Grid.
EAGLES. Eagles.
Another great one. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, Philly Godfather and, of course, the legendary Mike North about his Bears. Can't wait to hear the guy talking about his Bears. Hey, you talk about a guy talking crap on his team? Mike North has been doing that. We're going to talk with him tomorrow. We appreciate all of you. Please hit the like button. Xander and Big Joe, thank you. 2 to 6 tomorrow. We'll see you on the flip side.